Yeah, you probably would have known where those grubs were in that room, basically, is what it comes down to. Also, I described the grubs incorrectly. They should have probably been about 30 centimeters long. I said like 15 times 15, which doesn't really make sense. Another thing was the candle that Reddy had, I realized should probably have gone out during the combat. I don't know how you were like... And okay, so hook burns. Anna realized that Twig doesn't have components doesn't have the component for hook burns. So I'm gonna have to retcon it, I think, this time. I'm gonna say that you found a bone hook and maybe some like broken fishing line or something like that in some of those furs around the cooking pig, because you had a look around those furs. So I'll say you found a bit there. But going forward, I'm gonna say that you can't actually prepare spells unless you have the required components, even if you happen to have a spell focus. And in Twig's case, that's why we also just realized that Twig, if he unprepares some of his spells, that he'll lose them because he doesn't have them written down. But yeah, as I was saying, don't worry about that. I'm not going to make you lose your spells, so we'll work something out there. Another thing was, I haven't been doing spell surges on Nat 1s, because I wasn't really happy with, I don't know, I was just a bit like uncertain with my idea of like how to run it. But I have now kind of settled on a way to go about it. So I have updated the spellcasting handout. And kind of changed a couple of things in here to do with, the spell surges and also like the component pouches. But yeah, keep an eye out for Nat 1s otherwise.
Does this include cantrips?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And basically it'll just do like a very small amount of damage to you.
Okay.
Unless you happen again to have a spell focus, in which case the spell focus will absorb that damage. But nobody has the spell focus, so Nat 1's, little bit of damage, tiny bit of damage. It's just spell level squared. So for like a cantrip, it'd just be like one force damage. And I mean, you would know, all of your characters probably would have heard that. You would have maybe inherited some tribal knowledge somewhere along the way that magic users can sometimes find like special objects that can be used to focus magic and like to protect against the potential pain of spell surges. And the only other thing was, I just wanted to mention, just in case it wasn't something that you understood to be the case, that you can always try to like identify or appraise something when you find it. You can try once, but you can also try again on a long rest. So just ask if you want to do that. Alright. That was everything. Fuck, I think I'm still hungover from the weekend. Okay. What do you all remember from the previous session?
We found a passage beneath the castle, and we traversed it, and we killed a baby bear.
And the mama bear. No stone left unturned in this party.
The whole family.
Let's hunt the dad.
We also found some grubs and the eggs.
Yep. And you killed that whole family as well?
Mm-hmm.
I was interested in that giant skeleton that we found in the pit as well. It was pretty big. Was it 4 meters tall or so?
Yep.
In one of the rooms, walking through, yeah.
I guess you would have estimated that it was like 4 meters.
We have a real backpack and a real sword now.
Yep. Two
Yeah, we found lots of
proper
stuff.
backpacks.
It's great. We're having a great time. We have so much storage, so much room for activities, guys.
What else?
We gotta find some food.
Yep.
We went outside for firewood, and then we were accosted by an echidna army.
Yep.
And Mr.
Bronze found himself comfortable on that throne. As well.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a contest for leadership. You send some people to get the bear carcasses, and Vindaris, you helped to pile up some rocks in front of one of the openings, keep the wind out.
That's right, yeah.
Try and make it warmer. Yeah.
We had 2 simultaneous conversations about patching the roof holes. Not that we know that yet.
Grappled with the lever.
Yes, we struggled with working out what it was.
And you fought an animated statue, and
Oh yeah.
you found some kind of cape that makes everyone feel encouraged except for whoever's wearing it. And also a magic severed finger that you don't know what it does, but it feels kind of like it's trying to drain you of energy or something like that.
Oh.
And yeah, that's about it. Started snowing. But yeah. So you were in the process of venturing out from the castle ruins, as you said, Tara. You pass through this huge open gate at the front, and it's freezing cold and overcast, and there's a gentle snow falling. It's been falling now for a couple of hours. And you intended to look for some deadwood to try to keep some of these fires lit. And maybe also possibly some strong straight branches or bones and some strong bark or grasses or reeds or something for Bragoska to make a loom. And as you came out of this front gate, you saw marching out of the tree line to stand before the stream a platoon of echidna folk. And take us over to the map. So now as you're looking out from the castle, you can see the warriors in this squadron are dressed in furs and carrying flint spears and wooden shields. And in the front row, there's one of them that's carrying this tall vexilloid, this wooden standard carved with decorative patterns, containing several carved symbols and circles and knots, and it's adorned by brown and white feathers, supporting at the top this like big wooden circle that has like many spikes all around it, kind of like a sun or something like that. And under the spiked circle is a crossbar that's like supporting this like off-white piece of cloth that has this some sort of some kind of symbol painted on it in like a dark brown paint. And who appears to be the leader of this squadron is an echidna folk with pale quills, wearing studded leather armor and a long fur cloak and that's like decorated with like feathers on the shoulders, and he's carrying a shield and a bronze short sword. And he's accompanied by a pink-skinned pig folk in a robe or cassock, with this like thick rope belt. He's got very small lower tusks, unlike Ubla's, and these like wisps of white hair under his chin. And he's got these like large, floppy, pointed ears. And he's also got around his neck this long bead necklace with this small blue painted wooden disc, it looks like, hanging on the end, and it's like displaying a carved spiral shape. And he's like leaning on a long staff, and the staff has this bronze finial that's like shaped kind of like a broken circle, and like one part of the circle is sort of like expands, almost like a sort of a circular trumpet or like a cornucopia, or something like that. And as you kind of look over at this group, you can also see that hanging from just below this finial are these like strips of leather, and they appear to have objects kind of connected to them, and they look like, from what you can tell, severed hands.
Oh my god.
And like these like smaller strips of meat. You kind of think to yourself, like, you know, given the hands, you're like, what are those? Are those like fingers or tongues or something? And you can also see as these creatures approach, coming out of the forest, that this pig folk is wearing, there's a glint of some kind of armor under his robe as well. And one of the Echidna folk steps forward and blows a shrill sounding horn, and this leader here beckons for you to approach. What do you do?
I think Yao Mei is going to immediately turn to Twig as the one who can speak all the languages somehow, and just say, Twig, talk to them. Talk to them.
Aha. Twig might, maybe very subtly go behind this wall and pull out this bind rune which helped him speak to Vendaros many a moon ago. How do I cast spell?
In the meantime, can Vendaros also make his way towards that party, just raising his hand?
Yep.
In a
sort of a threatening,
friendly,
aggressive manner.
No, not like this.
Twig, I'll say that like you're far enough away from this squadron that sort of ducking back behind that wall, your voice, kind of echoes around within this castle, but you feel like, especially given the wind and everything in this area, that as you emerge again, you don't, there doesn't seem to have been a reaction amongst the people that are standing here in this squad. And
would by chance Vendaros recall, he has a keen memory, being Macedonian, if that was one of the echidnas that they assisted a while back on the incline, fighting the bugs?
Give me, I'm trying to think, I'll say without a check that you have a suspicion that maybe like you kind of see through the ranks of these echidna folk, and you see one maybe like in the second row that like looks very familiar to you. Yep.
Okay.
Hey guys.
Twig, can you talk to them? Help.
Yeah, it's a great idea. This is amazing. So, I can hear what you're saying.
See, I told you I wasn't hallucinating. I could talk to Twig.
This is fucking crazy.
All right.
Hello, travelers.
Hello, travelers. Oh no! I've crossed the stream.
Did you rush? Did you rush or did you go carefully?
I don't know. I think I rushed because I didn't see it.
I'm sure by now that you are familiar enough with this stream that you would know to take it a little bit carefully.
I'm slowly
Although it
walking
wouldn't
across
be
the stream.
I think I'd rather stay here on this side of the water. I'll keep an eye on the two back behind us and maybe just gesture for them to go back to everyone else.
Okay.
Oh, if they are me.
So Peludo and Junti will.
Yep. Keep
Just
them out of
inch
danger.
away.
Maybe they
Stage
can
left.
wait around the corner. Pursued by a bear? No, pursued by an echidna.
So as you approach this squadron, many of these echidna folk are sort of looking a little bit wary. You know, mostly they're standing there with their spears upright. Maybe a couple of them kind of lower their spears in your direction a little bit, but it's not like an aggressive move. It's just kind of like they seem wary. And you can approach this sort of light-quilled echidna folk at the front. And do you say anything?
Hello, dear friend. I hope. We are some stranded travelers here. I hope you mean us no harm.
This echidna folk sort of looks surprised, sort of widens his eyes, and like looks over to this pig folk, and then looks over to this other echidna folk that's standing to his left, and then looks back at you. He says, he begins speaking. He says, "It is a strange sensation. It seems as though I can understand what you are saying, even though I do not, on some level, recognize the language you speak."
Yes, it's quite an amazing phenomenon. I found this this set of runes on the beach after our ship was wrecked, and it has granted me this incredible ability. I'm not from these lands. We are not from these lands.
No, indeed, you look quite unusual. I have not seen people of your kind before. What is your name?
My name is Twig. This is Vindaros. That's Yao Mei. And that's Reddy.
I see.
We were all very friendly.
Very strange names. Yes, we heard. We heard that there were people in this area. One of our men, as you may know, claims that he was rescued by strange folk near the
That'd be
ruins
us. That's right.
from insectoid.
Yeah, Vindaros, you remember the insectoids, right? Yeah, he remembers.
Yes.
Can we did you say we could see the echidna folk that we rescued?
Yeah.
I will wave to him.
He kind of like looks at his colleagues and sort of awkwardly like sort of nods, lifts his spear a little bit.
I bump Twig and Twig. I'm not sure if they've explained this. Can you ask him more about this land and where we are and
Oh yeah, that's a
the lay
great
of the
question.
land?
We need help.
Can you tell us where we are? we as I said, we were in a shipwreck from distant shores, and would you have any food?
From distant shores. This, yes. Yes, excuse me. I will introduce myself. My name is Lieutenant Takara Barrack. And this here, and he gestures at the pig folk. This is my associate, Lexitor Office Glosser. He is a translator, but it seems it may not be needed.
Ooh.
And he kind of looks over at this pig folk, at Lexitor Office Glosser, who sort of just nods, but like raises an eyebrow and is like watching this interaction very intently. And Lieutenant Barrack says, "This is Eastern Ascentis. These are the lands of King Smorgon the Ravenous. And these ruins were up until recently infested by insectoids. We sent a regiment here to clear them out because recently there was an envoy, a Suscan envoy, and a guard who went missing out here. But as you know, the group that we sent to clear this place did not succeed. But how is it that you are living here now? Have you cleared out the ruins?"
Yes, I guess yes, we have. Indeed, we have.
The four of you.
Yes.
I saw others hiding behind those walls.
We are a group of more than four. There were many of us on the shipwreck. But we four are the strongest among us.
Where was the ship that you were on? Where did it come from? What was your business on this ship?
Well, we were taken from our lands, from where we grew up and lived, taken on board these ships with no idea what they were wanting to do with us. And then we were shipwrecked. We didn't know where we were going or where we ended up.
Do you have any sense of how far away these lands that you're from? How long did it take you to get here?
I think it took us weeks.
Weeks?
Yeah, I mean, you lost track of time, but it definitely took at least weeks.
As I am speaking, can I relay this information to the others about, Eastern Ascentis and Smorgon the Ravenous?
Yeah, he will patiently wait for you to translate. And this pig folk steps forward a little.
Greetings. May I ask what language it is that you speak?
And you can see these severed hands kind of dangling, and now that you're closer, they're definitely like tongues that are tied to these strips of leather that are hanging from this big staff that he's carrying.
I speak jungle common, and my friends here speak desert common.
Jungle.
What do you speak?
Desert. I speak Boorish. The official language of East Ascentis. I have not heard of your language before. Fascinating.
I ask, why do you have those hands and tongues?
Ah, these are the hands and tongues of those who have disobeyed the decree of King Smorgon the Ravenous.
Oh. He sounds like quite a scary guy.
Yes, King Smorgon is to be feared indeed, and obeyed, unquestioningly.
The Lieutenant Barrack says,
But you say you need food.
Yes, if you have some to spare, please. We are desperately hungry.
How much of food are you speaking? Are you saying you need? Yeah, and how many people did you say there were here? May we come and investigate these ruins that you claim to have cleared?
I might just turn to the others now and ask them if I should tell these guys everything. Yes?
Yeah,
I got one yes. All right.
I think it's the safest choice if we want to survive. We need
Yes.
help. We need allies.
All right then. Well, there's about 100 of us, and most of us are simple folk, village people, farmers, and yeah, we
Villages.
yeah, villagers. We just need a little bit of food. Well, quite a lot of food, actually. We are 100 people. Yes.
Well, we do not have enough food to feed even a tenth of that many people. Not that we can spare here. How have you survived? How long have you been in these lands?
Several days, 3 days, I think.
Interesting. We have in fact heard word of another strange group wandering the plains to the east, to the northeast. Do you know of
Oh.
these?
They were part of our party, but they went off on their own. What have you heard of them? Are they okay?
I do not know. We have sent people to investigate further.
Very good.
We have an outpost nearby to the east called Yalnikishla. I am here representing Captain Iskender Zaglo of Yalnikishla.
Would we be able to come to the outpost and maybe bring some food back for our group?
It is a military outpost. We do not have the capacity to accommodate 100 people. I would also need to ask permission from the captain. But actually, it is this is a strange situation. As I said, these are the lands of King Smorgon, and we do not allow people to stay on them without paying taxes.
Oh no. We have nothing.
Yes, that is why it is a strange situation. I am uncertain what to do about it. I can see that you do not appear to have anything. A strange a squadron of Ekin approaches through the forest that you have not seen before, and you approach them and ask them for food.
Can you ask for medical help? Clothes? Anything?
Yeah. We could also it need not be food. It could be some clothing or dry wood or Yeah.
What about if we can offer our services for some supplies in return?
That's true. Could we do anything for you in exchange for some anything that we might need?
There is nothing that I can think of right now aside. Well,
Any more castles that need clearing?
it is interesting.
I mean, big caves?
Despite your hunger, you have been able to clear these ruins of insectoids. Yes. Yes, we are tasked, in fact, with clearing this entire area of the Ghost Vale of insectoids. I would need to go back and speak to my captain. We are only a day and a half from here and can return in a couple of days with more information. Do you have enough to survive for a few days? I cannot simply bring you back to the outpost without checking whether it is okay.
Does it seem like we have enough food for...
Like 3 days? No.
Okay.
I think we have enough food for one day.
Okay.
Yeah, you've got like those bears, but the meat won't last for like 3 days.
Okay.
Actually, I don't think it'd even be enough meat to feed everyone on one day. Maybe nearly.
Maybe you can ask them about the area. If there's certain areas that we should look in for.
You mean for food?
Yeah. And supplies. And also things to be aware of as well. Dangers.
Okay. Alright. Dangers and food. Anything else? For now?
Anything medicinal?
Okay. Medicinal. Alright. I don't think we can. I don't think we'll be able to last that long. Would you be able to tell us anything about where we could find some food in this area and medicine or herbs and like anywhere that is known to be especially dangerous?
Much of the Ghost Vale is dangerous.
What sort of dangers?
Well, there are all kinds of dangers. There are insectoids, of course. You've seen those. There are tree spawn. There have been increases in rat folk activities in the area. There are trolls. I would watch out for them. And there are even immortal simians. Very dangerous if you encounter them. All kinds of creatures rule this area. It is a savage land. It is the will of King Smorgon that we civilize it. It is why we are here. There are also heron, rabbit folk. They are particularly nasty. I would keep an eye out for them. In fact, if there is something you could do for us, it would be to let us know if you see any heron in this forest. For we are not only tasked with slaying insectoids here, but also looking for heron. They are hiding from us in this area, we believe, but we have not been able to track them down. As for places where you can find food, well, these woods are during the hotter seasons they are plentiful. I think you may be able to find some game here, and perhaps even some vegetation, although it will be scarce. I do not have an easy answer for you. I would not recommend approaching. There are some not particularly trustworthy, and I would say even dangerous, smaller settlements scattered throughout the eastern part of the Ghost Vale, east of the Andavega River. But again, many of them have not yet bent the knee to King Smorgon, so I would not trust them. I do not have an easy answer for you, only that perhaps you should hope that the gods are with you until we return in a few days.
Well, I mean, you should let your leader know that we'd be very willing to find any heron or vanquish any insectoids for help in some way.
Mercenaries, you were saying?
Mercenaries, hey? Perhaps?
Yes, it is interesting.
Kind of like turns, looks over at Lexitor, Ophis Glosser.
He says, give me a moment, I would converse with my colleague.
And they kind of go off to the side and have a bit of a discussion between themselves for a moment.
Good job, Twig.
Guys, are we mercenaries? That sounds so cool.
If we get food out of it.
Yes.
Pays the bills.
If they pay.
If they pay us in food. For now.
After a moment, they return.
All I can do is pass this offer on to the captain. We will have to return in 2 or 3 days' time, perhaps. Perhaps a week. I cannot say for sure, but I will. I cannot simply. I do not have any mercenary work without speaking with the captain, and I also cannot just invite you back to Yalnakishla without first gaining permission. And unfortunately, we do not carry large amounts of food with us. We have only come about a day's journey from Yalnakishla, so there is not much that we can do to help you right now. But I will allow you to stay on these lands without paying taxes until we have decided what to do about you. We did. There was some discussion that we would use these ruins ourselves, but I must find out more details. If you wish to stay here, though, you must swear allegiance to King Smorgon the Ravenous. Are you willing to do this?
Guys, are you guys willing? I'll do it if you guys do it.
How about, Twig, how about when they come back, we can give them an
Then
answer?
we
We'll
can
just
give them
save Kipper for now.
allegiance.
Yeah.
I agree.
We would certainly want to swear allegiance to Smorgon the Ravenous, but I think we need to think about that until your return.
Lieutenant Barrick begins to speak, but Lexitor, Ophis Glosser, almost pushes past him.
No, you do not seem to understand. These are the lands of King Smorgon the Ravenous. You may not stay here without swearing fealty to him. We do not know you. We do not trust you. You will swear, or you will be slain or driven out. The choice is yours. We may help you once we return, but you must swear. It is the law of the land.
Oh. You mean driven out, you say?
Twig.
Okay.
Twig.
Yes.
I don't know what they said, but you can also say we've done them a great favor by clearing out the castle. They're more than welcome to have a look.
Okay. Well, I'll relate what has been said. Okay, then I'll ask them. I'll invite them to have a look at our good work in the castle and assure them of our good willingness towards Smorgon.
His grace.
His graceful braveness.
They kind of look quite uncertain, or not. They don't quite respond, but they sort of nod and accept your offer to look around the castle, and they will sort of march across this river. A couple of them slip over, and they'll come.
Make sure they don't hurt anyone.
Can we also escort them through just so none of the others get startled by seeing kinderfolk and these people, or let the others know that they're like a landlord inspection?
Are they all trying to come through, or just?
Yeah, the whole group will come through, but they're happy to kind of let you, sort of go ahead and warn people that they're coming. But once they're in there, they begin just sort of looking around. They're all kind of armored and militant, and they don't allow themselves to be controlled in any way.
Please try not to break anyone or anything.
They don't seem aggressive, but they definitely don't let anyone get in their way. And at one point, one of them peeks into the storeroom where you have hidden your various treasures. And he waves for a couple of the others to come and have a look in there. And then they call out for Lieutenant Farrik.
Oh, no.
Actually, I had a thought about this. Would the capybara have had enough time to head back to the group and kind of start warning people and maybe try and cover that stuff up with like the dirty, gross hide so it looks like a rubbish pile that we've kind of created in the time that we've been talking to them?
I don't think that they had the idea to do that.
Okay.
And
Just thought I'd ask.
You've been kind of standing out here, so I don't know if you could have suggested it to them either. I think mostly they just kind of hid back behind the walls. I'll say even that they're kind of listening from behind the walls, whispering to each other like,
"Oh, did you hear what Twig said?"
Be quiet, dear. They'll hear us.
So unfortunately, no. The people
I didn't tell them to do
inside
anything but like get back. So
don't have the time. But Lieutenant Farrik calls you over Twig.
Oh. Yes?
Diplomat, we would speak with you again.
Yes, hello.
It
What have you
seems that you
found?
have more than you indicated that you had. There are some items here.
I see these were just things that were in this castle. I didn't, they don't seem particularly useful except for these rations.
So can I jump in there for a second? If that treasure pile, we locked that in the chest.
All of it?
I'm pretty sure most of it.
Yeah, before everyone came in, I recall Vindara saying, I'm gonna lock it.
Yeah, so
Yep.
okay, so you would have locked some of the smaller things. Let me think. So there's like alchemist supplies, incense. Yeah, I guess so. These valuables like the hair comb and the statuette, chalice, gemstones. Yeah. Also, it just occurred to me, Vindaros, you're wearing this bronze helm. Let me see. Yeah, it's a good point. So they can't see that there's a bunch of valuables in here. But they do, I suppose. They call you over, Twig, in that case, and they say, you know, like, they ask you what is in that chest. And the lieutenant also says, and I cannot help but notice that your friend, what did you call him? Vindar or something?
Yes, Vindaros.
He appears to be wearing one of the Saskian helms.
That was
This thing?
yes, he's saying that that's a valuable helm. We only found it lying around these ruins. We don't have any more.
Yes, it was my suspicion, seeing as I said, that an envoy and his guard were lost in this area. He calls Ophis over, and they kind of whisper for a moment. And the pig folk kind of says, trying to think what he would say reasonably. I guess he just says,
We do not have need for this helm. You may keep it. It appears a little bit bent on the side anyway.
Vindaros, you're allowed to keep it.
But I, too, would be interested to know what is inside that chest there.
Tell them if we can find a way to get it open, they can have something.
Oh, okay,
Whatever's inside.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know what, I can't open it, but if you can have a thing. You can have something from it. If you wish, it might just be full of old rags and hides. I don't know what these insectoids would have been collecting here. They seem kind of disgusting.
Could be a trap.
That's true. It could be a trap. Well, I don't want to open it. You go ahead though.
he turns and like barks some orders to his men.
You there, break this thing open.
And a couple of them come over, and how would they break it open though? Is my
Maybe they need a lever. Yeah, Ayame's just going to stand next to Vindaros wherever he's hiding the key on whichever side of his body and just kind of stand in front.
Oh no, that's not hanging off.
As long as it's not visible. Okay, then.
No.
Yeah.
where is the key?
Oh, I've got a backpack.
So the key is like hidden in your backpack?
Yeah, all my goods will be in there.
Okay. All right. Yeah, so a couple of them sort of walk over to this chest and they begin to try to like lever it open with their spears. But they struggle to actually break it open, and they kind of, tell the lieutenant that they've been unable to open it. And the lieutenant has a look at it and says, "It seems like it needs some kind of... It needs a key."
Oh.
And the Ophis Glosser looks at it and says,
Yes, this was in the... I recognize this. This is a Suskin chest. It was in the possession of the envoy. At least that is what I was told. We will have to take this with us.
some of
What are they
the...
saying, Twig?
What'd you say?
No, I was just saying, what are they saying?
Oh. They're gonna take it
Ask them to leave it here and see if we can find a way to open it in a week's time. If we can find any of these key things, and if we can, then we'll leave it for them. And if there are any rations, we might take them because people need to eat. But anything valuable is left for them. Maybe we can.
I'll relate that.
It that way.
Yeah, this chest, it seems rather cumbersome. I don't know if it'd be good for you to take it on your travels, but we can work on opening it here. We can try and find a key if it's anywhere in these gross rugs or something. And we can, inspect it. There might be rations in there, and that would be amazing for us if we could eat those. But everything else, we wouldn't touch. Promise.
It does
That might
appear
be
to be
booby
heavy.
trapped.
My men seem to be. A couple of them are kind of talking amongst themselves. Maybe they come up to him and kind of say like, "But sir, how are we going to carry this all the way back?" He says, "All right. It is my understanding that there should not be anything too valuable in here. Is that correct, Lexitor?"
I am not sure. I do not remember what the report said.
We will allow you to keep it in the meantime. But if you find the key, you should hand it over to us immediately.
Certainly. Yeah, we'll keep an eye out.
All right. Well, after having a look at your situation, I can confirm that it certainly doesn't seem like you can pay us the taxes that we would ask for. So yes, the agreement stands, but there is still the matter of swearing to King Smorgon the Ravenous.
Okay. Can we show them the, can I ask to show them the potion while they're inspecting our little castle?
Ooh. Yeah, I'll bring him to the potion.
So this is the potion
Soup.
in the soup.
See,
Twig, are you offering them soup?
Weird red soup.
A few of them kind of crowd around, and they sort of look into this thing and like smell it. And the Lexitor approaches, like puts a finger in and tastes it.
This seems like some kind of evil magic.
Where did you find this? Was it in the possession of... There is also, I see, some kind of markings on the floor.
They were these insectoids. They were mage insectoids.
Yes. They have been getting cleverer of late. You should tip it over. We do not want it. It is evil magic.
Oh, okay. I'll put it over here by the corner. We'll throw it away. But do you know anything else apart from evil magic? What it might be?
I could not say.
Okay. Does he seem any different?
Give me an insight check.
Ooh.
He seems very suspicious, the pig folk. And as you're sort of scrutinizing him, he says,
If you are uncertain because you are from strange lands and you do not know our ways, perhaps then Perhaps we can allow you to stay without swearing to our king. Or perhaps... I have had a thought. One of you shall swear. Yes, we will allow you to stay if one of you agrees to swear to the great King Smorgon the Ravenous.
Yeah. Right, he says one of us has to swear.
Maybe it should be a leader.
It should be our leader.
Yeah, can we get who can
Who's in the chair?
Yeah.
Brond is currently in the chair.
Ferris.
Oh no, not Bron.
Not Bron.
It's Ferris.
Farrik.
So do you go over and grab Farrik? He's like sitting by the fire, and he's, I guess just kind of quietly like watching these echidna folk walk around and investigate things, looking a bit nervous. Who approaches him?
Farrik speaks jungle, right? Or is it?
Yeah, jungle.
I might approach him then, if that's okay. I'll go, Twig, you over here. I'll go over to him and be like, Farrik, you're just the man we needed.
Oh, indeed. Are they going to hurt us?
No, they've agreed to let us stay here, but only if our leader pledges allegiance to them. And we didn't know what to do. I thought I'd have to get someone, in charge, someone respectable.
Oh, respectable. Oh, yes, indeed. I could see why you came to me. But if I am the leader, I should be sitting in that seat over there. But that fellow has taken it from me. Could you do something about that?
Of course, we thought we'd leave him there for now so that these echidna folk didn't get any ideas. I mean, I'm sort of leaning close, like, I understand, brawn isn't everything, but appearances certainly, I thought, might help us intimidate these folk if they were not to be trusted. Once they're gone, I'm sure we can sort it all out.
Oh yes, good idea to have a guard of the leader's seat. Yes.
Of course, he'll be the target as well, where anything untoward to happen.
Ah, good thinking. Well, so what did you want me to do?
Oh, I think come over here and Twig might be able to better explain it. I'm not sure exactly. It's above my knowledge and things.
He'll stand up and kind of follow you away from the fire. He's like sitting on one of these crates, by the way, that like Vindaros kind of moved around so that people can sit on them.
I'll leave it back over to Twig and do.
He cautiously follows.
Oh, Twig, what can I do to help?
Farrik, you are certainly the one for this. They're asking us for a leader to swear allegiance to their here's some ruler, Smorgon the Ravenous. What does a swearing fealty mean? He will ask Lexitor Ophis.
He says,
We will simply read to you Smorgon's decree, and then you must simply kneel and swear fealty. There is not much to it, but we will hold you to it.
Okay, so I'll relate that to Farrik.
A very honorable thing to do. Yes, I will do this. If it is what the tribe needs.
It's a noble thing, Farrik. And I guess I'll translate whatever Lexitor is is saying.
So Lexitor Ophis Glosser says,
Kneel.
and he pulls out this wooden tablet from a small satchel that he has, perhaps on his side, and he reads this set of rules as Farrik kneels before him.
Firstly, all who live on the king's lands must pay tax. The carrying of bronze weapons is illegal without a permit, as is the casting of dangerous magic, 3rd level and above, and anything that disrupts the circle of life, such as necromancy. The use of wolf bones as a medium of exchange is outlawed.
And he digs into his satchel and pulls out a coin, and it is a gold coin that is very similar to the ones that you've seen, with this like little pig with a crown on it.
This is the only legal currency. Also outlawed is the use of unlawful speech, the speaking of Ulven, Heron, and Mustian. The eating of non-Ulven, Heron, and Mustian sentience is not permitted within the borders of the great city-state of Gil, nor within its vassal, Queenspire. And lastly, the taking of slaves from protected territories is forbidden. Do you accept Smorgon's decree and swear fealty to King Smorgon the Ravenous?
I guess you're relaying this to Farrik.
Yes, I will relay.
Yes, there's a lot of rules. I, too, as a leader, like to give rules. But this seems like indeed an important diplomatic mission.
The Lexitor interrupts him.
What is he saying? This one talks too much.
No, he was just saying that the rules make a lot of sense, and he just needs a moment to, think about them and appreciate them.
He lowers his staff towards the shoulder of Farrik, and these like severed hands and tongues dangling kind of like brush against his shoulder. Farrik's like, ooh. He's like, oh, okay, yes, I swear. Lexitor Ophis says,
Did he say he swears?
Yes, he swears.
Very interesting language. I should like to learn it.
He lifts the staff again,
Very good.
and he nods at the lieutenant.
Well, it's been real nice to have you guys around inside. Is there anything else you need to look at, or?
No, we are satisfied. We will return in... again, I cannot say, but perhaps 2 or 3 days, perhaps a week or so. It depends on how busy the captain is. But we will relay your offer of working for us as mercenaries, and we will see if we can do anything about the medicine, or perhaps some kind of some food or something like that. Thank you for being cordial, showing us around. We will take our leave.
He barks some orders to his platoon, and they begin marching out of the ruins. And The Lexitor turns to you, Twig, and says,
One last thing. Can I see this rune that you say you used to speak our language?
Yeah, I'll show him one.
how do you show him one?
Is it all together?
Yeah, it's on this page.
Alright, well, I guess I have to show him.
Don't let him get too close.
He takes
Ow.
he takes this
No, he's not allowed to take it. I'm
We
grasping.
need it.
so you just kind of hold it in front of him?
Yeah, hold him. Like, see?
It's oh yeah, it's like vellum. He goes to take it from you, but he doesn't snatch it. So when you kind of hold it up to him and he, realizes there's a bit of resistance, he kind of stops, looks at you, and then looks back at this piece of vellum and sort of inspects these runes.
Yes, this is a magic I do not know. You should be careful with these things, especially with the casting of powerful magic. And I would, as recommended, tip out that strange soup. Don't mess around with such things. They are dangerous.
Why is King Smorgon so worried about these magics?
Worried? He is not worried. It is simply a fact that the savages, the less intelligent species of Ascentus, should not have control of such disruptive powers. For how would we maintain civilization if just anyone could run around disturbing the peace?
I see. And formidable.
I'm just trying to think if anyone has any bronze weapons showing. You've all got Yao Mei, you do have a sword.
I had a bronze spear strapped to the side, to be honest with you.
Yeah, so you've got this bronze javelin,
Oh yeah, javelin.
and the spear is like a flint spear. The javelin is bronze tipped. I guess the head of it would be sticking out of this what do you call it? This spear quiver.
Okay.
And the bronze short sword. I will say that they... I will say that they just don't notice these things. Perhaps they're a little bit concealed in behind your backs and kind of within your... I mean, Yao Mei, you're wearing some proper clothing now, so it's not too
Maybe
hard
I just
to
keep myself turned slightly away from them at all times and just kind of have my arm there.
Yeah, I mean, you would have known that maybe it's not a good idea to kind of come armed to this big platoon of echidna folk and such. So we'll say that I don't know if you had the foreknowledge to hide these things, but maybe they just kind of make some assumptions and you're not being showy about them. At no point did you draw them or anything, so yeah, we'll say they just don't notice. And you can watch as they march away into the forest.
Oh,
Having
jeez.
helped you not one bit.
Those guys are scary. Well, they're really I don't like their rules.
Mm.
They sound like the name of their king, the Ravenous.
Yeah, what does that mean?
There's a lot of things about them that I don't like. How long can you talk to everyone, Twig?
I don't know. It didn't last that long last time.
I think it's an hour.
I think it was an hour last time.
Yeah.
I'll say
How
that
many
this
more
is
minutes?
coming up to an hour because they kind of came in and looked around the castle and everything. So maybe you've got like another 10 minutes.
I feel like it's gonna wear off soon. Anything else? Quickly!
Tell us a joke, Twig. Tell us a joke.
Oh no! I don't.
Teach us your language in 10 minutes or less.
Yeah, maybe I'll start trying to teach you guys some basic like jungle common words.
Actually, we might need to make an announcement on what just happened for anyone who.
Oh yes.
Just to let everyone know that there's nothing to worry about. They might be able to help us, and they're coming back
I also
at some point.
Yes.
promised Farrik that he could have his chair.
Ah, yes.
We may have to deal with that at some point.
Oh yeah, so you guys would all be inside now.
Through the walls.
Well, I guess maybe you kind of saw them like marching out.
We just phased through everything. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Can we also have an update on the time of day as well? And how long we've been... If we need like, a long rest and
Yeah, so
another fair bit.
you think now, although it's been like really overcast all day, that it is sometime in the later afternoon. And today you have traveled for 3 hours. In case travel was something you wanted to do, I don't know.
Yeah,
But,
not so much travel, but enough time to go back out to get some resources, some timber for the fire, some
Those
scavenging.
loom materials.
Yeah.
Yeah, you feel like you've got a little bit of light, although yeah, it's not ideal because it is very dim.
Yeah, I think we have to do that again.
I'll say also at this point, some of these... You see some of these people that you sent to like fetch these like bears, and they come back and they're kind of like, we couldn't find them. There's no way through.
Oh,
Did we
shit,
tell
we
them
didn't
about
tell
the
them.
river?
yeah. Oh no, but the stairs stayed. No, the stairs stayed though when we took the spear out.
But
To get there, I think there was a few doors, right? And if we took the spear, then maybe they had a time limit.
We didn't. There was just a room down there with
Did you see the
with a
big
cracked
pit?
statue.
Oh,
No, we
okay.
couldn't. That was it. There's just like an arch in the wall,
Okay.
but it looks like it's filled up.
Can we send them back with a spear and tell them how it works?
Yeah, you can do
We
that.
could send them along the stream as well, if they follow the stream back up.
Yeah, but I think that's longer, and it would be more dangerous from the sounds of it.
Yeah, they look very nervous to go out into the forest. But yeah, you can definitely like give them... What do you give them?
Some words of encouragement.
You can... What do you got? Oh yeah, there's like this broken bronze spear that Vindaros used to have. They can like take that. And so they can head back off to do that. And but while you're kind of thinking of something to give them, Vindaros, you're kind of like maybe just looking in your bag, like just kind of just taking a bit of an inventory, and you notice that your key is actually gone. The key to the chest is... You really don't have it.
Oh no.
Could have sworn I saw you like smirking when he said it was in his pack. It all adds up.
Sneaky.
we task someone with finding a key?
Where's that Archelon? Maybe he spotted it somewhere.
Sure.
Vindaris, are you telling us that it's missing?
Yeah, I'll tell Twig for sure.
Relay it. We gotta find this key, guys. Dude, I got the alchemist supplies in there. Oh.
Will they have a suspicion when it was taken?
You just can't. You don't know.
Okay.
Farrik goes back over to this throne, says like, "Oh, you big oaf! Time to give up that giant seat."
What is this fool saying?
Oh.
Oh, we can ask Bron to assist gathering that bear, so he can eat and others can eat as well, because he was with us.
Do you say that to him?
Yeah, I'll say that to Bron. I said, like, you'll see the party coming back. I said, Bron, the party had trouble finding that bear. Can you assist with the broken spear and open up the doorway for them?
Give me a persuasion check.
Yeah. They need someone with your muscle. Persuasion.
He like looks a little bit cautious at first, like maybe you're trying to get him out of the seat, but he sort of like looks you in the eye as you're saying this to him. He's like,
Okay, you and I have an understanding. And it is a good point. Who could carry back such a large beast but Brond? I will go and help these fools open that strange door.
Thank you.
and Farrik comes over here and climbs up on the seat. Oh, my rightful place. Yes, yes.
It's still warm.
I was hoping it would be cold by the time he sat in it, and then he'd hate it and he'd get up quicker.
I feel like this is something that's that will not have an end anytime soon. Hey.
Certainly looking that way. Certainly seems like it.
Yeah.
So the items from the tribe, in general, can Vindaris use a torch to light it to carry outside to start looking for some firewood and herbivore rations?
Yep. So the tribe. How many torches are there? Oh, there's like 12.
Oh, there was 12. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll give you a torch. There you go.
So Vindaris will carry it in his trunk.
All right, and so you want to head back outside?
Yeah,
correct.
I think we should gather up Junti and Paludo to come with us again.
So, what happened with those guys?
That's a good question. Twig was cool and spoke to them, and we had to have someone do something, swear to them, swear to their king.
Swear to the king.
And and they might help us in a few days or a week or longer. We don't know.
Maybe they won't
Or-
help us.
Or maybe they won't help us at all. And apparently they helped one of the soldier men before. So that helped, I think. I think that was it. We didn't
Well,
catch a lot of it.
At least they're letting us stay here for the time being.
Yes.
Oh dear, I wouldn't like to get on their bad side.
That's right. I think it's time we go and collect some firewood and some rations, what we can find, before it gets too dark.
Good idea.
Yes.
You're always talking too much, Paludo. We're in a rush. Otherwise, people will get cold.
Oh dear, I know. I get so easily distracted.
I just love them so much.
Wait, I'm not heading outside at all.
Oh yeah, it's this way.
It's not this way either.
No?
Sticking around.
Oh shit. No, it's this way. It's all the way over here.
Well, that's
I'm just gonna cross right through the
Well, you
fire.
would know because you've explored that the way that we're ready is that is the front way.
Wait, which is way? Oh, yeah,
Aha.
this way?
Yeah, actually, I realized that before that you know, we said that you'd explored the place, but you hadn't yourself been in here really. But yeah, this is like the front way. These like gigantic bronze doors. And you can see like Rye sitting in this room as well around the fire with his pig, and there's this chicken and a couple of goats. He's got Twig's goat in here. And Carly is like sitting in the corner. And actually she
Oh, she wanted to.
yeah, she calls out to you. She speaks jungle common, and she says, Twig, Retty, I wanted to speak to you.
Yes. What do you need, Kali?
Well, aside from trying to do something about this terrible smell in here, she kind of like sniffs at these leathers and skins and furs and things that she's sitting on. She says, I believe that we urgently need food.
Yes. We are going to go look for some now. Would you want to join us?
I am still quite badly injured, as you can see. She like points at the kind of bloodied bandage around her leg. But I am actually a weapons maker and a hunter. But yes, I may not be able to hunt at the moment, but we will need, if these people, if we are to survive, we are going to need more weapons. Not just for the carnivores to hunt, but also for the herbivores to protect themselves while they are foraging. I can start by making some simple spears from the forest. If you would bring me some wood, if you can look for long, strong branches, anything.
Yes, we will. We'll keep an eye out for those. We'll probably find some with dry wood for the fire, or some branches for the loom. So, keep that in mind too.
Well, if you're going hunting now, there are some people perhaps who could go with you. And there are a few. What weapons do you have in the tribe? You really don't have
We
that
have
many.
some quarterstaffs.
Club.
Oh, a spear. Oh no, that's broken.
The quarterstaves you don't have, because I actually went back and realized that Reddy, you didn't put your quarterstaff in your character sheet, the initial one that you found, which
that's what happened.
which means that you dropped it, you lost it.
Mm.
And then there was another one that was actually being held by Razi. So those were like two of the quarterstaves, and then there were a couple of other ones. But that's why they didn't make it to the ruins.
There's Flint's spear.
We have a club, I think, with somebody. I think maybe we Yeah, we have a club as part of the tribe's hall.
Yep.
Oh, the stash is not here. Okay.
A couple of daggers we got from the insectoids and stuff, but they weren't. I don't think they were the bronze ones.
There's
they might have been more rudimentary.
6 flint knives.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
I don't know how good they would be in hunting.
But yeah, I think that's about it, off the top of my head. Anyway, I don't have my notes because I'm silly and I forgot them.
Well,
where are the knives? Sorry.
in the tribe. Are you unable to see it? Maybe it needs to be. Hold on, I will. Can you see them now?
Oh yes.
Sweet.
Would Ratty and or Twig have a suspicion of where the key went for the chest? When I mentioned it to him?
I suspect Sherman, but more than that.
I think by
I'm
now
unsure.
you'll struggle to communicate again. But you can probably, you know. But yeah, unfortunately, Reddy and Twig just can't think what would have happened.
Maybe.
Anyway, it's worn off.
Damn it.
I wanted you to tell Vendaris I liked his helm.
Sorry.
Vendaris really likes your helm. Oh.
Yes.
These are like one of the 3 jungle common words we've learned in the past 10 minutes. It's like yes, no, I don't know. Like they're the 3 things we understand now.
Well, maybe, Reddy, do you think we could ask, one of the other friends we've made to look out for the key, maybe?
Yeah.
See if, Sherman's flashing it around, if...
Maybe if it's with to Kali, maybe you could keep an eye on it. We've misplaced the key to the chest and it has some rations inside among other things that might be useful for the tribe. I don't think anyone would have taken it, but it's a possibility nonetheless.
I can certainly ask around.
Thank you.
Pluto says,
Kali.
Oh, are you,
I don't know, actually did, I keep forgetting who speaks what. Did Vendaris or Yao Mei mention that you're hunting?
I think our mission was less hunting, more foraging, because we had the bears and we had some other, like we had the goats and stuff just in case we needed them, and we've got a few rations. I think we were more foraging, looking for loom materials, looking for firewood.
Also herbivore rations.
Yeah, that's the foraging. I don't think we specifically talked about hunting.
So the bear meat, I think you would estimate would feed. Let me see. Because like carnivores, there's probably like maybe about 50% of people, and then there'll be some omnivores as well. So the bear meat would probably, there's probably about maybe 120 unprepared rations worth of meat, and you probably only need like 66. So that they will probably be sufficient to get everyone that isn't a strict herbivore through one night. But yeah, other than that, yeah, you'd need like more for the following day. Yeah, so maybe Carly kind of says this to you guys
The bear that you've slain, how... Did you say there were 2 bears?
A big and a small.
I overheard some of the others talking.
Yeah, a big and a small one.
The sooner I can get to making weapons, the sooner we can have people out hunting on their own. Because yes, that bear will probably only keep us alive for the night. I wouldn't be eating that meat tomorrow. But yes, if you are able to bring back something I can use to begin making some spears or something like that,
Okay.
then yes, perhaps that would be sufficient.
I was
See
thinking
what we
if
can
we're
find.
I was thinking if we're looking for obviously can't hear this conversation, but I was thinking if we're sending off people to find the bears, we can probably estimate that it'll feed everyone tonight. We might have some leftovers. So perhaps Yao Mei can try and find somebody who might be able to help us try and cure the meat. Do you have some salt?
Yes, I have.
Maybe we
salt.
can try and dry it.
Well, Reddy, you are proficient in cook's utensils, and I would.
Indeed, I am.
I will say that you would know that you have the ability to, if you have salt, to create rations, but it takes quite a long. It'll take a while. It'll take some downtime, in fact.
Ooh.
We could, if there's anyone else we could set up with that ability, I don't know. We can maybe ask around. See how many cooks we've got in the kitchen.
Yeah, you could probably find a couple of people that can. That would have that skill, I imagine. Yeah, they would need cook's utensils.
Utensils.
You and your bloody utensils and your kits and stuff. How dare we not have anything? Oh my gosh.
I'm sure I can give them away once we get the meat in the actually back.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So you head out with Peludo and Junti. And I'll take us over to here.
Oh, there's ruins. Nice.
Oh,
Is that? Yeah.
is that the castle?
Yeah.
Cool.
Just trying to. There we go. All right. So it's sometime in the afternoon as you kind of creep out from these ruins with the very nervous Peludo and Junti in tow. They, I think you gave like Peludo like a club.
That sounds about right.
Oh, I haven't put it in his sheet. But yeah,
Can we
can,
maybe give Junti like a flint knife to see if she can forage anything for us?
yeah, they can be kind of like holding these. They're like holding these weapons like at the ready, and they're kind of like looking around. And so, if you want to look for some dead wood first, or what do you want to do first?
Yeah, I think firewood,
Definitely.
and any sort of plantation, not plantation, plant life. You know what I meant.
Yep.
Yeah.
Any
Holy
sort of
shit! There's a
vegetation. That's the
plantation in
one.
his forest.
Wow.
A plant
So much
plantation.
I just had an
perfect.
idea.
Vegetation. Vegetation.
I just had an idea for you, Adrian.
Yep.
Maybe it's outside of game conversation, but foraging for mushrooms as well, since we're all herbivores. And
Yeah.
it might have different effects.
Oh, like you want to look for like magic mushrooms?
Everyone will just be having a great time. Or maybe not. We don't know.
It could distract people from their fears and worries, or it could just could go the other way. Everyone could be become very paranoid. But all right, if you want to look for some dead wood, maybe. Let me see. Everyone, give me a survival check.
Can I give myself guidance
Yep.
for this?
And I'll just basically say that each of you, including Paludo and Junti, are able to find a bunch of kindling,
Oh, nice.
and you're also able to find like 10 logs plus let me see. I'll say Paludo and Junti find each a bunch of kindling and 10 logs, and that you guys find a bunch of kindling and a number of logs equal to the survival check that you just rolled.
Whoa.
As well.
Nice.
Wait, so Reti has found 15 logs?
Yep.
Whoa.
And Vindaros 18, Yao Mei 17, and Twig 15. And as you're all walking back with this dead wood, Vindaros, you feel pretty good because you found the most. So, have some inspiration. But you've already got inspiration
I got
again.
inspiration.
But oh well. You have a surplus of inspiration. And so you can bring all of that wood back in and kind of stack it around, and you feel like you've got some wood to keep the fires going for some time longer. And yeah, you kind of figure, like once more people have proper weapons and things to defend themselves with, they'll be able to go out together as well and kind of collect dead wood and such on a more regular basis, and also go out to forage, but you haven't found anything like that yet. So maybe Paludo and Jordi will follow you out again for the purpose of foraging. Maybe also Lazarus will come out, because he's like,
Legend.
I'm a herbalist and gardener and forager. I know what I'm doing. I think I could probably identify some strange herbs, even though it's very cold. If you don't mind me tagging along.
It's a admirable effort, Lazarus.
Well, I haven't found anything yet, but thank you. It's very encouraging.
Yeah, I will kind of give Lazarus a little pat on the back as well. Just like, yeah.
The best lookout that we have.
Very good. Yes. Yes, Lazarus enjoys pats.
Also, Brigoska will come out to help. She's like a weaver and a clothing maker, and she would have done like foraging. She would have looked for various, like grasses and barks and stuff like that. So yeah, maybe also like several others. Like after you kind of bring back the dead wood and everything, like there's several of these people that will like go foraging for you, with you, given that you're there to protect them.
Maybe we can try and pair them up and give, if we've got a few flint knives to go around, maybe we try and make little groups and give a knife to each group to see if it will help them kind of forage for anything, dig through brush, whatever.
Yep.
Kind of kit them out, and we can just use them as like shed materials.
Yep. And you can kind of like sort of spread out a little bit, like within reason. Like they're again, like, you know, I mean, they were out here without your protection before, but they were in a big group, and also they were terrified then, and they're not keen to be terrified again, I'll say. But yeah, they can spread out a little bit, like under your watch. And so what I'll do is I'll see if you kind of search the immediate hex first. Let me just see. Yeah.
Actually, one more question to try and for some of the others that we're bringing with us. Could we maybe bring at least one of the more medicinally inclined folk to come with us, try and help us find any materials that might be helpful for them?
Yeah, you could probably bring medicinal. Yeah, you could probably bring Hembe.
No, cool.
Yeah, maybe Hembe and Ivan would both come with you, because they would have some knowledge of medicine.
Yeah, I'm hoping at least one of them would
types.
come with us. Both is best.
Alright, so let me see. What have we got? Okay. Alright, give me a group survival check.
Guidance okay again?
Yep.
Survival. Ooh, please be good. No.
Cost.
No. Oh fuck.
Well, you know what? Maybe you can have advantage seeing as you're out here with this big group of people.
Ooh.
Thank you.
Oh.
Better.
So, what were your...
Oh wait, I did worse.
What were your highest scores?
Twigs was 9.
Okay.
Vindaris was
17.
17.
17.
Mine was 10.
You were 10. And Reddy was 20.
Guidance, they're saying guidance each time, so... I realise I probably should have not rolled it twice, but 20.
Sweet. That's alright. Okay. Ooh, no, okay. Sweet. 14. And you're in the forest, you're like looking through this forest. How long do you intend to keep searching around the ruins, castle ruins?
I guess until the light gets bad enough that we can't really see and we have to turn back. We do have a torch, but we probably wouldn't want to stay out once it starts getting properly dark, because it'll just get colder and colder.
Okay. So you search around for another hour, and I mean, it was already a pretty dim day. It starts to get pretty dark. It's like dusk. You can kind of push it a bit further with the torch, maybe for another 2 hours. You don't find anything in that time, though.
Oh.
What do? Do you keep searching? You do have torches.
Yeah, maybe we have
I
to push
think
on,
we
because we
should
need to
still.
feed people.
All right.
Yeah, maybe we've grabbed a few extra torches, or we run back in and someone just quickly grabs some torches and brings them out.
Okay. Yeah, you're like close enough to these ruins to kind of send someone back for more torches, and they can come out with like maybe one flaming torch and sort of pass them around and whatnot, and you can keep searching. You search for another 2 hours, and you still find nothing.
Oh,
It's pretty dark now. What do you do?
Shit.
Do are the torches still burning? Like, what's?
So torches last for an hour, I think.
Oh God.
So like if you kind of have like, because you've got in the tribe folder, you've got like, you had 11 torches plus the one that Vindaros had. So like if you have like, you know, I don't know, 3 or 4 torches, like you should be okay. That's probably 8. So there's probably like 3 torches left.
The only thing that Vindaros is worried about is going into that exhaustion state again.
Because you're just within the hex, you're not traveling.
Okay.
So yeah, you're okay in that regard, unless you choose to move like more than
The
5k
travel,
away.
I think we gotta just keep searching.
We can't go back with no food. Half the people are going to be feeling great and everyone else will be...
We'll be eaten.
Someone will be eating Vindaros.
Yeah, I think keep going if we're not at risk of being exhausted and we still have torches.
Yeah.
Okay. You keep searching, and Brugoska's like talking to you, Vindaros, as well, just saying like, how are we ever going to find food for all these herbivores every day? There's so little out here. I feel like we've already found all there is to find. And yeah, you're especially, I mean, I don't know if you yourself are worried, but it is certainly noticeable just how cold it is, and it's probably stopped snowing by now, but it's still freezing. But you search for another couple of hours, you push on, and it is deep into the night when you finally stumble on a bunch of things. What do you stumble on? Monsters.
No.
Are they plant monsters?
Plantation. Respawn.
It'll do.
You could eat the tree spawn. You find a kind of a bit of a lusher area where, so I'll say that at this point maybe a couple of like your group and one of the other groups find some things in succession. You find like a cluster of oyster mushrooms. So you do find some mushrooms. You think they're oyster mushrooms? It's a bit hard to tell in this darkness. And maybe you find like I don't know, some wild carrots, perhaps. And maybe it's really hard in the winter. Maybe you find also like some bushes with a few remaining like juniper berries or something like that. But yeah, I will say that perhaps there's also some, I don't know, some kind of like thistly bushes, some things that Hembe and Ivan are like pretty sure that you can eat. And so you find overall 24 herbivore rations, or unprepared herbivore foods. So I'll give them to someone with a backpack.
Vindaris will carry him.
Okay. So Vindaris, what have we got? Unprepared herbivore rations. And so you find 24 of them. And so, how many did we say that you needed? If I said, I think I said there's like 66 like people that can eat meat. So that's 34. So there's going to be 10 people that don't have a ration for the night.
And there will happen to be 10 Russians in the treasure chests that we locked.
That we can't get to.
Wait, so how many are there? Oh yeah, because there are herbivore rations. Oh, there are exactly 10. I don't think.
You planned it so well.
I seriously didn't even. I reckon those herbivore rations, like. I mean, you did say that you locked them in the chest? I mean, because I was imagining that you left valuables in the, no, but you did say, okay.
I think we just put everything that was small and that would fit in the chest.
All right. You feel like shit, there are just, I seriously had no idea. That's such a coincidence. I love it.
I can
Finding that key is our number one priority.
Step forward with that key.
And no one gets hurt.
Yeah.
We'll go to war for this fucking key, and then there's less people to feed.
Just have like a note here about, oh yeah, just like a piece of lore. Like Vindaris, like your people move around a lot in like relatively small groups, like mainly because unlike in the jungle, plant-based foods in the savannah are like pretty scarce. And you can't eat grass or leaves like your animal ancestors. Some herbivore communities, like the capybara people, have developed gardening practices, but others, such as the Macedonians, have been nomadic for many generations. So yeah, this is probably why Brigoska expressed her concern to you, and yeah, you might also be uncertain about the difficulty of feeding all these herbivores. But yes, you can head back. I just wanted to mention that. You can head back to the castle, or the ruins.
Before we do, did we find any loom materials, clothing materials while we were out? I assume not, but
Oh yeah.
worth asking.
Let me see. So.
Or anything medicinal as well was the other thing we were out for.
Like herbs and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Seeing as there's like this forest is like abundant in deadwood, I think you would be able to find plenty of like pretty strong branches. And you could also find, I think, some branches that you could give to Kali that are kind of long, big, long, like thick branches that maybe she could turn into spears. You can find a few of those. I'm just trying to think about these like plant fibers and things that you might be able to use to. Well,
even
because
like sticks of like strips of thicker bark, anything we can use to try and help insulate people.
Yeah.
Or to use as seeding, like the texture of like how the paper bark trees kind of shed and it's quite soft bark. If we can find anything like that, even just so people don't have to sit on cold floor. There's anything to try and keep people warm would be good.
Yeah, I think for the bark, I will say that you can find that relatively easily. I won't get a survival check for that. And Vindaris, you still have that tripwire vine.
That reads, yeah. That was about 7 meters.
Yeah. Where is it? Yeah, 7 meter reed tripwire. And so what does she need for the loom? Like, yeah, some strong, straight branches or bones.
Bones?
But she insisted that they be discarded. Also, you don't find any of those, but you find some straight branches. You can find some bark. Yeah, okay. And she wanted to make shuttles as well for the loom, and you can find that as well. I think she just, like, needs, like, some small, smooth branches. And she needs, like, flint or a knife to kind of whittle them into shuttles, but you've got plenty of those, and you've got the fibers. So, yeah, so you've got all that. And then as for herbs... I don't know... Well, I guess you're looking for just herbs in general. Maybe whoever was looking for herbs specifically, you can give me a perception check at advantage. Seeing as like everyone's kind of keeping an eye out for it.
Yeah, I'll do that. There we go.
19. So like healing herbs.
Anything that might help Hembe or Ivan with anyone who's more injured.
I will say that with a 19... I'll say that with a 19 you're able to find some more of those mushrooms. There's embercap mushrooms. Where are they?
They're in the tribe's stash.
So... let me see how many you find. Bear with me. Just want to do this properly. Embercap mushrooms. I'm just trying to actually maybe because there's also yeah. Okay, you find D6, 1d6 embercap mushrooms, so you find 4 embercap mushrooms. I'll add these to the ones that you have.
Thank you.
So 10 of those. And seeing as you were looking for bark, I'll say that you also find some white willow bark.
Ooh.
I think you could find that here.
Awesome.
And these... well, you find 1d4 plus 2... I'll say... because you're using you have a herbalism kit. Oh no, you don't have the kit.
I don't have it, but I'm proficient.
Okay, so 1d4 plus 2 pieces. Oh, that didn't work.
And I'm also proficient with a poisoner's kit, if that helps.
Okay.
For things like pain relief.
You find six pieces of this white willow bark that you're able to tear off. And you, I'll say that Hembe... wait, so you're... so Hembe is able to... she kind of helps you identify these and says that these could be used in a healer's kit. She's like, oh, excellent. This could go some way to helping us with part of what we needed.
And GM question, would this work like willow bark does here, where if you chew it you get like a mild sort of pain relief?
Yeah.
Sort of ability?
Yeah, but mild.
Yeah, like Panadol.
Yeah.
Cool.
So maybe if somebody wants to add that to their inventory, I don't have a white willow bark. If you want to just add 6 white willow bark pieces.
I'll do that.
But yeah, that's everything that you're able to find. And maybe let's take a 5-minute break at this point.
Oh, sounds good.
Great.
All right. See you on 5. So as you're walking back to the ruins, Vindaros, Hembe kind of comes up alongside you. She says, you know, I saw you channeling healing magic at the beach. And it made me very glad, but also very confused. I think I was wrong before. It makes no sense that Shutu Shkar saved us, otherwise he'd know that we're here in these lands and we'd have our magic. It seems that we must be lost to the gods, or maybe Ivan is right and the gods are waiting for a show of faith, either testing us, or maybe Shutu Shkar must be drawn into these lands if there are not yet any here who worship him. But you, somehow, you still have access to the magic of your god. How is that possible?
It's something that I haven't thought about. It came as second nature, finding it without actually looking for it. But I think we should, once we settle in for the night, get these fires started and feed our group, that we should start putting together a tribute, so you can find your god.
Thank you, Vindaros. You know, I'm glad that you are here with us. I feel there is something important about you. I feel that you must be favored in some way by your god, such that he would follow you here. You must be destined to do great things, if it is not simply the saving of all of these people.
Thank you for your kind words, but I also think that we're being put together for some unknown reason,
I hope
and that we're
that
here
is
to
true.
help each other out.
Yes, I believe you are right. And so you can head back to the ruins. And bring all of this stuff that you found back in here, and Carly kind of steps up and is pleased to see that you've returned with like several of these like steady, solid pieces of wood. She's like, yes, these will do. I will begin fashioning these into rudimentary spears on the morrow, or perhaps I will even do some tonight, though I am weary.
Thank you so much, Kali. Could I ask, did you hear anything about the key while we were away?
No one seems to have seen anything.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry, just to clarify, do I know the key is also missing? Like, are we all in agreement on this? Like, we all know, in our little group at least?
I think so.
Yeah, I would say that.
I remember, I think Vindaris was kind of trying
Sorry,
to
I think I
charade
must
the
have
key.
missed it because I was writing notes.
Sorry.
Check it didn't just fall out. Maybe there's a hole in the backpack.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking actually. It's like maybe we should go back to the chest and see if there's like anything just on the floor there that we've missed.
Do you check the backpack?
Yeah, I'll check the backpack. Second look.
You find on the bottom of the backpack a small slit that has been cut into it.
What?
Oh.
Fairly small, but quite, like quite a clean cut.
Would we know if a flint or bronze tool would have been used to make that cut? Or a claw?
Trying to think what sort of check. I want to ask for a check for that. Give me maybe as you're kind of checking this out, maybe you give me an investigation check. I think it would have to do with your knowledge of how things cut, I suppose.
Now, I just want to. I know I'm going to shoot myself in the foot here, but that's fair play. Vindaris put the rations in his backpack.
Yep.
The ones that we just found. Are
Okay.
they still in there, or did I drop
Yes.
some? Okay.
The cut is very small. No, sorry, not yes. You dropped some. Sorry.
Oh yeah. No,
Yes,
I understood
they are
you.
still in there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The slit is small, and nothing else has fallen out. It yeah. And Twig, you feel that this is probably sharper than. Although a flint knife could probably cut a pretty clean cut, but you having a look at this, you suspect maybe it was it was something sharper, like this bronze colored metal that you've recently become acquainted with.
Very suspicious. Who would have a bronze weapon? Certainly not anyone here. Would the height of the backpack be about the height of an echidna when being carried by Vindaris?
Maybe. It's hard for you to know. Like, somebody could kind of reach up or reach down.
Very
It
well.
doesn't make much sense though. If they had the key, then why
They
not
would have
just open
taken
the
it.
chest and take what they
That's
see?
true.
Yeah.
That is true.
Is there anyone sitting away from the group, kind of turning away from everyone, facing a wall, perhaps in a corner, maybe? Kind of looks furtive.
You
Any
can't
Shermans lurking?
You don't see anyone in this room that fits that description. You don't see Sherman in this room.
I even through into the main room with what I can see. Is there anyone kind of doing that or sneaking off
from where you are, do you mean?
from where I'm standing? Yeah.
You don't see that from where you're standing, no.
Okay. We'll head out then. Oh wait, before we do, is anyone else missing anything? Can I have a look through my stuff? Am I missing anything?
Yeah. Any holes in backpacks that we should know of?
Yeah, you don't find anything else missing
All right, I'll head out into the
on your
main
persons.
area then. Anyone suspicious?
Hey, who's this little guy? Oh yeah, Broggett.
Oh, hello there.
Hello. As you
Oh,
were.
you're back.
How's this
see,
building?
have you noticed what we've done with this space here? We've patched it all up.
Oops, sorry, I moved Twig.
Whoa!
Great job, Boobla.
Bye, Twig.
Couldn't have done it without you.
Good work. Good work, team. Rocket crosses off Rocket from his mental list. And Ubla.
I like how the barrels are around the fire as well. Great.
Yep, I think it was Yao Mei's idea to put the barrels around the fire to warm up the water in them.
Ooh, good idea.
And people are
gotta
probably
keep-
just brave enough to sort of, just come out the front of the castle and go down to the river and collect more water. So water is like no longer a problem.
We'll definitely, get these fires going and have some additional fires if need be to keep everyone warm.
All right.
Yeah,
and actually,
definitely
I
want
would...
to keep that little one going as well in this side room.
Yep. Yep, you can do that easily enough. Many of these people can also do that. Can kind of like, ration the wood, put the wood on the fire. And I'll say also that Brond returns with all of these other people. Well, I'm trying to think. Yeah, I will say that he returns from the stairs, and they are successfully dragging these 2 bear carcasses.
Nice.
And as he comes back, he's like,
Oh, as we were returning, those strange stone barriers were moving back into place. It seems they stay open for a while, but not for long. We were lucky to make it through, but it was too dark for us to go out into the forest, we thought. Well, at least I was brave enough, but many of the others were not.
and they can drag these bear carcasses in here. He says, he kind of directs these people.
This way. There is a spit down here where there was once a pig that I ate. Earlier today, in fact.
He doesn't, he notices, you see him look over at Farrik. He kind of raises an eyebrow, but then he kind of turns away, like, like he's not gonna do anything about it just now.
Does Vindaros know who the other people that might be proficient in the herbivore rations, like a cook or a chef, that Vindaros could give those to prepare those, to either crush them up, cut them up, basic, like using the rock, mortar and pestle style if need be?
Yeah, I'll say that there are probably many people here actually that would be able to like prepare the herbivore rations, not to turn them into rations that would last any amount of time, but definitely like to cook them up so that you can eat them. They could use some, I guess they can probably put them on like stones and things in the coals and stuff like that. I don't know if they know that Reddy has cook's utensils.
I mean, I'll sort of set them up, take them out, and whoever seems to be inclined to be chefing, I'll provide them with some utensils.
Okay. Yeah, they will gladly take those and like use them to cook up some of this food. And Brond and some of the others also know what they're doing, and they can, in terms of carving up these carcasses, so they can kind of bring them into this room and begin like cutting them up and cooking the meat, and people kind of crowd around and begin feeding.
Can I make them start with cooking the carnivore rations first?
Yep.
Just to ensure that.
Yep, they can do that. Brond, in fact, insists.
I will give them my salt.
Just for flavoring?
I thought for the to make them into rations.
If you want to actually make them into rations, it'll take downtime.
Okay. Then no. It is my salt.
Well, might we have downtime now that we're here before, we kind of get people off to sleep? If we have fresh meat, they might want to take that time.
If we have extra, but it might not be worth it if we're just eating what we can find at the moment.
Yeah, so I'm thinking that probably at this point, let me think. You've brought Carly some... She can make some spears so that people will be able to... Because obviously, like many people in a Stone Age society can hunt and forage. And so once they begin to be able to arm themselves with these spears, they can kind of go out and become sort of self-sufficient, and they can begin hunting for themselves and foraging for themselves. They can bring back more wood for Carly to make more spears. And so you've been able to feed them for this night, because they wouldn't be able to really do much tonight, but they can, you know, maybe there's like 10 of them, unless you can get these rations from the chest. 10 people are going to be exhausted. It's up to you whether you want to turn in for the night. But after this night, I would say that, yeah, people would probably begin becoming relatively self-sufficient in terms of like hunting and foraging. And so, yeah, maybe if we can finally do some downtime if you want to do that.
Maybe once we find the key.
Okay.
Maybe we should try and find the key tonight and try and recover the food. I feel like we want to get out as much from the chest as we can before they come back, and I think doing it sooner is probably better. I don't know what everyone else thinks, though.
Yeah, Reddy's kind of going around looking for Sherman.
Yeah, I'm still keeping an eye out for any weird Shermans loitering in corners and things.
Weird Shermans.
Yeah, Twig, you can see Sherman down here, sitting on one of these barrels.
I'll
crates.
come and get ready. Be like, you know this guy. You know how his mind works.
Yeah. I might go see if, well, maybe he's seeing something. He's got sharp eyes, that Sherman.
I did.
I'll go sort of sit with him and say, looks like we're going hungry tonight, cousin.
Yeah. Yeah, we can eat some of this meat. Looks fine to me.
Well, I think that's going to Brond and the others first.
Yeah, Brond
we're
already
sure.
had some pig today. He's not that hungry.
I am always hungry.
Wait, he can't understand. He just says that.
If
We
only
can
we
seem like sneaking bites.
If only we were able to open that chest. We stored some herbivore rations in there earlier. For when the rest of us arrived.
Did you? Interesting.
Does he look like any guilty or anything?
Give me an insight check.
Oh,
You don't see anything that would suggest guilt or anything like that.
oh.
Yeah, that's an awful shame, though.
Yeah, I mean, you've been in here a while. Did you see anyone go near or look suspicious?
I ain't seen nothing.
Alright, well, keep an eye on it for us. Maybe if you do spot anything, let us know.
Yeah,
It'd be good
gosh.
to get everyone fed
I'll let you know
tonight.
right away, ready?
Good man,
You know
Sharon.
I got your back.
I'll get back to Twig. He seems okay. I don't think he's already... I mean, I'm not certain with this one. It's a bit hard to tell sometimes. He seems a bit too good of a liar, but I don't think it was him.
I see. Okay. Well, I trust your judgment, Reddy.
Looking at the corners.
Maybe it's worth us breaking it open. I mean, or giving it a stronger effort.
Yeah, so the the Echidna folk, because they kind of tried to use their spears to open it, and it was like a bit solid, but maybe like they didn't try that hard, and they were like a little bit worried about breaking their spears.
Well, they didn't want to carry it.
Yeah, they did. They didn't want to carry it. They didn't have like a wagon or anything like that. So yeah, if you saw them doing that, you wouldn't be certain that you can't break this thing open. I think you did try originally, though. Maybe? Oh no, I think maybe Twig just was like grabbing it and going like...
Yeah,
Do we see any keys
try.
in this room?
Oh yeah.
Did we already check?
Last check around these.
Yeah.
Give me a perception check.
I'll roll one.
Oh, you're all okay.
You can roll with advantage if you want. Ready? You give it a pretty thorough sweep and you don't find anything, unfortunately.
Last sweep, can I look in these other rooms around on the floor or something?
Yeah, I'll say you guys have like a good look of the place and you
Okay.
don't find a key
Okay.
lying around or anything.
All right, let's break it open. Pow.
Is anyone telling Yao Mei to stop looking? Because otherwise he's going to keep looking.
Yes. Maybe we'll come to Yao Mei and be like,
Exaggerated nodding. Yes. Okay.
okay.
Against Vindaros recruiting time.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Need a big, strong man.
Vindaros will like to pick up a nice selective rock there. They like to have a go. He's gonna make his own key.
Alright. You can find a nice big strong rock.
He wants the eyeball. Oh no, he doesn't know about German. He's just been suspicious.
You eyeball. What do? You eyeball the people in the room?
Yeah, just in general.
You can give me an insight check if you want. If you're eyeballing people as you're walking through there, suspiciously, like,
If I'd have been doing that in the other room, can I also roll an insight?
Yeah, you can do that.
Ah,
Okay, cool.
Yeah, Vindaris, you just see these people beginning to sort of like eat this meat, and they just look too busy to be suspicious. And Yao Mei, you see much the same. People just kind of busying about carving up this meat and cooking it, and some people beginning to cook the herbivore rations. Nothing looks too suspicious.
Anyone carrying any hair combs or anything like that?
You don't see any hair combs.
like a scarf, but
Yeah, I was going to say, is a scarf on anybody?
No, I think I have the scarf. Do I have the scarf?
Yeah, you're wearing the scarf, I think.
I'm wearing the scarf. Okay. It wasn't me.
oh, Twig, you're in here. Hi, Twig.
Oh, you're too
Hello.
small. I almost didn't see you there.
Just keeping an eye out. I mean,
Yeah. Just trying to see. Yeah, Twig, you probably should have had +1 on that investigation check that you did as well. What was it for again? I forgot what it was.
Investigating the
Oh,
key?
the slit in the
Cut?
bag.
Yeah.
You got that anyway.
Ah.
Yeah, you felt when you were investigating it, perhaps, that you kind of had this feeling that you were almost a little bit more, like, kind of empowered in your scrutiny more than you're used to. You don't know why.
Ooh.
Hard to explain it.
Very good.
Vindaris, what do you do to break open this chest?
I had an idea, but I sort of forgot what was in there. I don't want to.
So I guess like alchemist supplies, block of incense, the hair comb, statuette, candles.
He'll like to use his one of the improvised keys that the castle's provided him
Yep.
on the floor and smash open the lock with that.
So the lock is just like a keyhole in the
it's
in
a
like a kind of a brass panel in the front.
It's not like a padlock on the front of a chest.
And the chest is kind of reinforced like this image it is, so it's like this image here. So it's like wood with then like I guess bronze or brass reinforcement.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
However,
I thought maybe
chests
the
work.
lock was more exposed than being recessed in the actual chest itself.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if like you could try to bash the panel. It's probably like, nah, probably not really. Well, I mean, I don't know. You could try. I don't want to say what you can and can't do.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to think. Maybe around the lock area itself. Focus on the lock with the stone, just to
start hammering at it.
start a hammer. Yeah.
Okay, give me an athletics check.
See how we go. I would like to use my inspiration, actually.
Ooh.
All right.
Thanks.
Nice. You're able to kind of like hammer at the front panel of this where this keyhole is with this big rock. You have to hammer it a few times, but you begin to hear something kind of rattling, like something has become like a little bit loose. And you try it, and it's like a little bit kind of like it gives a little bit. You can put your finger between it, and you can bash it a few more times, and eventually you hear this kind of like ting, 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 ting. You don't know what it is, but you're then able to kind of like wrench open the chest.
Twig. Ready. Get in there.
Wow.
Is
So
everything still
strong.
right? Have we seen? Do we notice anything missing? No.
Give me what am I going to ask for? A history check?
Actually, elephants have keen memory.
Oh yeah.
So you know those exercises where we got like this, and you have to read.
Yeah. So the excellent memory +1 ability checks made when attempting to recall information. I will ask for a history check. Why not? And if you want to help Vindaris, you can roll with advantage, and you can add this +1 as well.
Okay. History.
Yeah. I don't really know if that makes sense, but it is technically from the past.
Historical.
Okay.
It's just what we call short-term history,
Yeah.
Modern history.
ultra-modern history.
Ooh.
You guys simultaneously recall that there was a dark green gemstone in here, and you kind of dig through some of the coins and things, and it seems like it's gone, but everything else is here.
Who was in the room when we recovered that?
I think just you guys and Brond at the time.
Okay, so no one else other than us and Brond would have known it was there. But if they got the key, obviously they've gone through this and found it and taken that back. Okay.
I heard that
it's
it was
a
cursed.
magical teleporting. Yeah, maybe it's cursed. Like, you don't know.
Hey mate, I heard it was cursed. Right, and whoever holds that will have a lifetime curse that can't be removed.
Oh, good.
Let's see who comes forward.
Did you say that very loudly?
You know, I will actually.
Do you do it with like a little wink so Yao Mei knows that what you're doing?
Yeah. Oh, but it's in Savannah as well.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, yes, the cursed gem. I have heard of this, yes.
Oh, it's very dangerous.
Oh, I wish
I wouldn't want to be holding that one.
them. I wish we could save them from this fate. And I'm like looking around as I say this as well, and I've got the ears like up and like twisting to see if anyone's like, oh shit.
Yeah,
Don't you think so,
Savannah
Twig?
Common. Think nobody. You don't get a reaction.
They seem concerned.
Yeah, maybe we like point and then like stone, and then we try and find something that's green and point at it. Big green stone. Gone. Terrible, bad, curse. And I'm like miming everything possible.
Like, are you?
Like mime.
Where
Hang on,
are
I'm
you?
back on camera now.
Oh, you're still up here.
I
You're not even in
haven't
the
moved.
room.
I haven't moved, but I need to move.
Oh yeah, I thought you were there.
Sorry, I'm trying to
You mean-
fake at the moment, so I'm like up and down.
Okay.
I didn't
no worries.
realize I hadn't moved my token yet, but kind of pointing at something like maybe
How many
like
words?
big. Point at like Reddy's head, green, and then point at one of the big stones on the ground, or the one that Vindaris just used. Stone, gone. Bad, stone, cursed, death.
Bron's like,
Cursed stone, you say? Bad stone missing. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes, I'm trying to tell them. It's missing, but it's cursed.
Lazarus is just like
People will
staring at
die.
you, like turns
And they
around.
just kind of look like, do you know what I'm saying? Help
He's
me.
like, yes.
I'm specifically trying to get this across to Reddy and Twig, but like if anyone else is
There's
seeing
a
this, I mean,
turtle
it's...
rock.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were trying to say it to the rest of the people in the room.
No, just to these guys, trying to get them to understand what we're doing.
Oh, right,
so that
right.
they can also help us.
Wait, they know the stone's missing. They saw it before you did.
No, I thought-
Cursed.
Trying to pass along the curse part.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like the stone is missing, but it's obviously bad that it's gone. It'll kill people. Like it's something's wrong with this stone.
Oh, I
basically,
get it.
is what I'm
Okay.
trying to convey.
From Vindaris to Twig and Reddy. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, just playing the worst game of charades imaginable.
So even the GM doesn't know what you're doing. I don't think that's
Clearly,
your fault.
I'm
though.
bad
I
at
think
charades
that-
myself. Me,
No, I don't
human
know.
being.
Bad. The stone was bad.
Reddy's head.
Reddy's. Oh no, Reddy, your head's fine. Don't worry. Don't worry.
I've been accidentally miming his head is cursed. They can disappear into a shell. It's
Someone's going
cursed.
to hit me with the stone, I think.
Oh god.
Okay, let's get the Russians. Those 10 people can eat tonight as well. We can have some downtime.
Nice. All right. So let's do some downtime in that case. So firstly, You can, if you wish, you can take a full rest now, which will last for 3 days. Like I said, all of these other people will begin to be able to be self-sufficient, and they can go hunting and stuff. They're still like pretty nervous, but maybe like Brond and like a couple of the others can go out and sort of help them and you know, help protect them or whatever. Maybe Sherman also explains to Reddy and Twig that he used to be a fisher. Yeah, I can do a bit of fishing, you know? And I reckon if we can find some kind of stick and maybe some plant fibers, I could probably make some kind of line, or maybe if I had some kind of net, I could do some fishing, and that would also, we could get some maybe fish or something. I think I've seen some in those streams there. Well, that singular stream, but you know.
Ooh.
That's excellent. It's another source of food for us.
Yeah.
We'll see if we can find any fibers around.
I can have a look around too.
Maybe if we're doing downtime, we can also get a head start on learning languages, sharing some sort of exchange program for languages.
Yeah, so do you take a full rest?
Yeah.
If that's what you guys want to do, yeah, I think it makes sense.
Yes.
All right. Okay, so I have a downtime handout, which is incomplete. But while you're doing your full rest, well, so firstly, the full rest, you can now, I guess what you would do is take a long rest and then manually increase your hit points and hit dice. So feel free to do that.
I'll also eat those rations as well.
Oh yeah, so you need a ration for each day that you sleep. But yeah, I mean, of course, these people that are hunting and such, like, you guys have been like putting yourselves on the line. They're hardly going to be like, no, there's not enough for you. So yeah, that's fine. So yeah, you don't need to eat your personal rations, I'll say even. But yeah, we should probably remove the sort of excess. Well, I'm just trying to think. So they all ate the herbivore rations, right? That was at 10 herbivore rations. So I'll remove them. These carnivore rations, there's 7 of them. They probably don't need to be eaten because they're actual rations, so they'll last for a long time in case you want to like venture out. So you might want to keep carnivore rations. And then, but yeah, Vindaris, you'd probably want to potentially get rid of those unprepared herbivore rations that you have.
Yep.
Yeah, because that'd all be eaten. All right, and so downtime. We can do this like in game for the first one as well, but like often if you want to take downtime, we can sort of do it after the game, or I'm not sure. I've never run downtime before. You need to have shelter and food and water, so that's all good. And we won't worry about these issues of whether you need to kind of survive in the wild or anything like that, because yeah, we're kind of, if you were in a town where people aren't just going to give you food or something like that, then that would come into play. So you can do crafting items, crafting potions. Each of those things will have their own like specific rules. You can do learning languages. Maybe if you want to just have a look at these options and just let me know what you want to do, like what you feel like you would do at this point, and then we'll maybe we'll go around per person. Yeah, I'll do it that way. I'll go in player order, starting with Vindaros.
Yes. Can you? Can I have a couple of moments, just a moment or two, just have a quick
No.
read through? Okay. What would I do? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah,
everyone, you can have a think about what you want to do, and then we'll do it. Yeah, that's my idea that I've just had. Is that's what we should do.
Oh,
I was
yes.
just looking at the languages. It takes 50 days of downtime. I guess that's to be pretty comprehensive.
Yeah. So with the
40
languages,
minus yeah.
with the languages, I'm saying that it'll only take you 40 days to learn jungle and savannah. Firstly, because you've been around each other, not just in the last few days since the shipwreck, but also prior to that, all the time that you were kind of captives. So 40 days for starters. Also, the time that it takes is reduced by your intelligence modifier times 5 in days. And so Twig being the wizard, you're going to have an advantage, I would say. You would have, what's that, 20 days off, even more than that. What's everyone else's intelligence? Yao Mei, 1, Reddy 1, Vindaros 0. No intelligence. Sorry, no intelligence modifier.
He's just some guy.
So I guess Twig, you would take 40. Wait, hold on.
Wait.
20 days. 20 more days.
Okay.
But I've also said here that, yeah, let me see. So you're each kind of, if we just sort of imagine that you guys are like teaching each other as you're walking around, which I feel like you've definitely been doing, right? You're doing charades, you're trying to like communicate with one another. Then we can do that. And you can also, before you know the language fully, you can attempt to communicate in that language before you've finished learning it. You just need to make an intelligence check, and the DC is equal to the number of days that you have left to learn the language. So that would mean that you would start, Twig, at like a DC 20.
20. Okay.
If you want, this is if you want to start learning Savannah Common, of course. I don't mean to.
No, I think I'll
thrust it
I'll
upon
try,
you.
Something else actually.
Yep. Well,
No. Yeah.
and so you want to do that, Twig?
Yes. I was just gonna ask, is that the only thing I can do during my downtime?
Yeah. So
Is
you
it
gotta
only
do
one of these?
One
Okay.
thing. Yeah.
Okay.
One thing per day though, and so that's the other question: is how much downtime do you guys want to take? I guess. I mean, I guess maybe you would just take. Well, yeah. I don't know. Is there anything else that you want to do after you kind of do your full rest? What do you want to do?
I think maybe like the only thing that we would need to do is set up things like watches, hunting parties, foraging groups, kind of more organizational type things.
Okay.
But I think we can do that. Like if we spend the first day of downtime kind of doing that, then we're set up. We've got shifts or days or something in place to kind of send out people on different days to do different things. We'll obviously need a bunch of herbivore rations and things like that every day. Same with, hunting for the carnivores of the group.
Yeah, so as long as you're not doing any strenuous activity like the hunting or the foraging yourselves, you can hang about and have other people do it.
Okay, so if we maybe spent a day just organizing it, maybe we could put ourselves on those rosters, but maybe after we kind of have that time to heal and recover.
Okay.
What does everyone think, I guess, is the...
Yeah, pretty much agree with that.
Do
I have
we-
one question. I was just wondering, so in terms of like the full rest, like, let's say I wanted to go and do hunting and foraging, can I still take a full rest but not do the downtime? Or does full rest mean like I can't be looking for rations or something.
Yeah, so the full rest is because the way I'm kind of envisioning it is that your hit dice are like wounds that you've got.
Mhm.
So like you're like 1 out of 2 hit dice, so maybe you have like a broken shin or something, I don't know. I don't know. It only takes 3 days to heal a broken shin, I think. I don't know these things.
Like a couple of black eyes or something where
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah, like
you have to wait till it
yeah.
gets like that yellowy kind of
Yeah.
not as painful.
Yeah, or even, you've
Like
got to
sprain
like
your wrist.
kind of stitch up a wound or just wait for a wound to like heal a bit, whatever it would be. So you can't do, it's the same kind of requirement as the downtime essentially, to
Yeah.
answer your question more directly. Yeah.
So we will have 3 days full rest / downtime.
Yeah, so during the full rest you can do downtime.
Okay.
As long as the downtime doesn't involve anything strenuous. And then you can continue doing downtime until, because you guys are sort of, you're waiting for this Ekin platoon to return. And so unless you want to do, it's just up to you if you want to do other things. But otherwise you can have as much downtime as it takes until they return. It's up to you.
Okay, to me it makes sense that we have the 3 days of downtime until they return, so that we are prepared for whatever goes down.
Yeah, at least spend the first 3 days maybe, and then if we've got any extra days, then we can join foraging or hunting parties or do something else. But I definitely think it makes the most sense to tend to our wounds for at least a couple days.
I'll say that I'll just say that nothing happens for 4 days and then something will happen.
Okay. Yeah, then to me, full rest plus an extra day
Okay.
of downtime makes sense to me.
Yep. So Twig, you can, if you want to learn language, you can learn 4 days worth of language, basically.
Yes, but I think I should do some spell prep as well. So I think I will spend 3 days on learning a language and 1 day on transcribing runes.
Okay. So with the runes, you can, I guess in this case, maybe this is a good time to address this issue that we realized before where you're going to lose that spell. So if you want, what were you thinking you wanted to do?
I want to transcribe as many spells as I can.
Okay.
Or make them runes, right?
So in this spellcasting handout, basically you can create regular runes, so copying spells / writing runes. This will take you 1 day per spell level. If the spell is from your school of magic, the time is halved. And you're not, I guess you're not copying a rune you wrote previously. And there's no cost or skill check. So yeah.
Okay, well I guess I'll just transcribe Featherfall. And I'll request a feather. A little piece of down from, or find. Do we have any bird people amongst us? Oh, from the chicken. I'm gonna get it from the chicken.
I was going to say from Ewok.
Ewok's like,
Yeah, get away from me! What do you... Yeah, if you want a feather, go get it from that chicken.
Alright, so you can get a feather, and if you open your component pouch, Twig, Are you able to add? Oh no, okay, so you can't add it in there. So if you want to like add a feather to your inventory, and then you can drag it into your component pouch.
Okay.
And that way, you'll have done that, and that'll be good.
Cool.
All right, and so then we'll say that you have a feather and bloody spells, and I'll remove this exclamation mark from Featherfall. And so where are you inscribing this rune?
I guess on a piece of bark.
Okay.
Like the other ones.
All right. So also, how do you inscribe it? I think last time you were like just using like blood or something.
Yeah. Maybe a bit of charcoal from the fire. With a bit of spit.
Okay. That seems good. All right, so make sure you add that to your inventory as well.
Okay.
Maybe we need to come up with some way of like like a thing, like just a list of the runes that you have and where they are.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and so you're spending the other 3 days learning language?
Yep.
Okay, so I will make a note. Let me see how I can do this. In the languages, I'll put Savannah, Common, and then like... and so, what did we say? You start with 20 days, and you're doing 3 more.
Yep.
So you have 16 days remaining, so the DC will be 16 if you try to communicate. Is that right? No, 20... Oh no, I guess it's 17.
17.
Yeah. Alright. That works.
Cool.
Who else? Who's next?
Cool. I've decided if it gives some people more some thinking time.
Yep.
Vindaris will like to spend that first part recovering from his wounds, and then the other day also sitting beside Carly and crafting improved weapons with her. He's proficient in carpenter's tools and also
Woodcarver's tools?
Woodcarver's tools.
Okay. So I don't have a way to do that. So with that one, let me get back to you. But you can spend all 4 days doing that while you're recovering.
Okay. Yeah. If that means more weapons for everyone else for the tribe, then that would be
Okay. Awesome. I'll have a think about how long it takes to like make each weapon and add them in the next session. Sweet. And go ahead and give yourself a long rest, and you got to manually like up your hit dice and hit points.
Okay.
What about Yao Mei or Ready?
Do you want to go, Link?
Sure. I was going to ask, in terms of the cooking rations,
Yep.
how much downtime, and also do we have food that is rationable at the moment? Or did we use it all for the...
Yeah, so I think that although you used all the bear initially, that at this point we're getting like a sort of there's trying to think, because there wouldn't be like excess food because it's like winter. Probably hard to find animals to hunt. They're out there, they're bringing in enough to keep everyone alive, but whether or not you have enough to make some rations, maybe. Let me have a look. So rations. Okay, I haven't written anything here, but I do actually have a thing on this. Let me just have a quick look.
Maybe it depends on Yao Mei's success at creating some parties to go out and do hunting and foraging.
Yeah. I'm more just curious, like, is it, like, if I want to make rations, is it like the whole day is spent like on that downtime activity, or?
Yeah, I think it would be.
Okay.
I'll give you a full answer. Where am I? Rations. Okay. So you need a minimum of 2 unprepared rations, and basically for 2 unprepared rations you get 1 regular ration. And you can do a maximum per person that's doing this that has the tools and the proficiency of 14 unprepared rations. So, 14 unprepared rations resulting in 7 is like the maximum you can do per day. You need cook's utensils, fire, and salt. And you got to make a wisdom check, or you might fuck it up and the yield will be reduced somewhat. So yeah, that would be a maximum of 7 per day.
Okay. Do we have? So there's no excess though. I think
Oh
you said
yeah, I reckon you could do that many a day. I feel like you could probably do that. The only thing is if there's going to be enough salt. Just trying to think. So Twig, how much salt do you have? Well, I don't want to just assume that you want to share your salt around.
A whole bag. Whole bag for you ready.
So half a kilogram.
Whoa, that's a lot of salt.
Yeah.
Well, how many rations do we have like already? Because I wasn't thinking I was thinking maybe like 1 day.
1 day.
On that.
I also don't know like how much salt you need. I'll have to work that out as well, but we'll say.
You
that
can also just not make rations and do other stuff instead.
No, I mean you can make rations. Like if you want to spend 1 day making rations, we can do that. And I'll worry about the salt later. Just give me a wisdom check. And we can say that you can do the maximum if you want to do 1 day of it. That's fine.
Okay.
Make some bear jerky.
Yeah.
Wisdom. Be wise, my friend. Nice.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yep, you can have 7 carnivore rations. Carnivore or herbivore?
Hopefully like split. What are we? We're probably like 4 carnivore and 3 herbivore, if that's doable.
Yep. I don't see why not. Okay, so I'll put those in your inventory. Carnivore rations. So, what was it? 4 carnivore rations?
Mm-hmm.
And then 3 herbivore?
Yep.
Alright. And what did you want to do for the other 3 days?
I was hoping to spend 2 days learning Savannah Common and then spend a day trying to forage for some herbs and stuff that he might be able to use for spellcasting. Because I feel slightly guilty about those shillelagh ones I found earlier.
So foraging for herbs, maybe we probably wouldn't do that as downtime, but yeah, I mean you can go out and like help forage for herbs like while everyone else is doing downtime. That's fine. Okay, so you're learning Savannah Common. So you're starting at 40 and your intelligence is 1, so you're at 35 and you're doing 3 days? Was it? 2 days?
2 days, I think, yeah.
So 35, so 33. Savannah Common, 33. And yeah, usually we'll probably do this downtime like between sessions, but I figure it's like a good idea to just do it in the session this time, so we kind of have like an understanding of how it works. But yeah, okay, so if you want to go out and forage, let me see. So you want to spend an entire day foraging?
Pretty much, yeah.
All right.
For like spellcasting sort of components or nature-y ones. So, mistletoe or shamrock leaf or I think there's a couple of other ones as well that I forget. Spruce, I think, is one of them.
All right. So one of these ones that you need. But we'll just see, like, if you find something. And so you're just like searching this hex, or because if you go further than the hex, we can do that as well. Just trying to think. That might like take quite a while. Well, I'll see if we can just kind of, we'll see what we can do within the hex. Okay. All right. Give me a survival check. 22. Okay. It takes you a full... It takes you... Let me see. So we're in the forest. It takes you 6 hours to search this hex. Let me see. Yeah, unfortunately you come up with nothing. No. You fail to find any herbs that you can use as components for spells.
Okay.
Sorry.
So at least I got a nice walk out of it. Some fresh air.
Except you've re-injured your shin bone. No.
My other shin.
You pulled a hammy.
And Yao Mei.
Yeah, I think day one, he definitely wants to arrange like a proper schedule for things like hunting and foraging and try and work out who would be in what groups. Obviously Vindaris is helping with making weapons, so maybe as they're kind of finishing up with these spears, we hand them out to people who would be hunting and kind of show them how it works. Maybe if anyone's able to make snares, maybe we get the foraging group one day to help look for anything that would make a snare, so we can catch like maybe little, I don't know if there are any, but any like smaller creatures that would be around in this area.
So you don't want to go looking, you just want to kind of encourage
not go out,
people
but maybe coordinate.
Okay.
Kind of nurse my wounds a little bit.
And you want them to look for like, so a snare, like you mean, what kind of snare?
Yeah, some sort of, there's one that you can sort of have a little, almost like a mini spear on a trip wire type situation.
Mm-hmm.
If there's anything we could find to make something like that, if anyone's proficient in making them within the group, because Yao Mei is not, but he's seen like little things like that being used to catch smaller animals. Anything that would be helpful for that.
Mm-hmm.
Any other little materials, medicinal stuff, if anyone's proficient. Again, just sending out little parties to find the things we definitely need.
Okay.
And just coordinating that from inside would kind of be day one.
Okay. Well,
anyone
I'll say...
who can talk to and anyone who knows what's going on who doesn't speak the language.
Okay. Well, I'll say that unfortunately nobody's able to find any medicinal herbs or anything like that. It seems like, you guys have kind of thoroughly searched this hex and there's nothing left. But they can find, maybe some bark and fibers and things that they could make a rope out of. Probably like Carly and Brond would have, in particular, some pretty decent knowledge about hunting, and there would be like several other people as well. And so they would know some things about trapping, so they could do that.
Okay, perfect. So that would be, sorry, I'm in my kitchen. I hope you can hear me.
Yep.
So that would kind of be day one. And then day two is kind of, I guess the next few days would be just learning languages, making sure that everyone comes back, keeping track of people.
Okay. So you can probably only do. Well, I mean, yeah, but that's fine. So if you wanted to learn language for like 3 more days, 3 days.
Yeah.
Okay. So jungle common starting at 40, and then 35. Why do I have so much problems with like just simple maths?
Because maths is complicated.
So you're on like 32. Does that make sense?
Yeah, 35 minus 3 days, 32, yeah.
Just trying to, yeah. For somebody, I just like felt like I did it differently for somebody else. Anyway, whatever. Okay, so 32 jungle common. Jungle common, 32. All right. Yay! We're finally learning languages.
Yay! And I guess the only other thing is taking everything out of the chest that we would want to keep. Maybe a couple of the coins. Maybe we can stash them somewhere. But try and recover that the cursed stone, heavy air quotes. Try and put that back to see if we can give it back to them and gain some favor with this emissary group that might be coming back for us.
So firstly, I think I think actually Twig did take the coins. I think I said previously that you guys sort of rummaged through the coins, but I think like Twig has them.
I have some coins.
I
forget where they're from.
Twig had some from before. I don't think we could carry much more because you had a bunch of full pouches.
Twig has like coin pouches and things, so I've kind of been saying like, oh yeah, so ready, you have some as well.
No, I think I gave mine to Twig or would be misremembered.
Oh yeah, you've got like 5 silver pieces.
I've got a lot of money.
Never mind,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah. Twig, you've got like all of it. I don't know if it's actually on your person or in the chest, but we can say that you can carry that in your coin purses. That's all right. Like 80 gold pieces, I think. Probably gonna need a backpack soon. In order to find the quote-unquote cursed gem, you would need to... That sounds like game time to me.
Ooh.
Okay, no worries.
I mean, if you're kind of like asking other people to look for it, they just, they don't turn up anything. They search around and, they just come back empty-handed.
Yeah, fair enough.
And maybe Vindaris might drop his backpack off at the tailor just for a couple of stitches in the bottom of his backpack. Just to secure it.
Yeah, like Bragoska would definitely be able to what would she use to kind of
probably
sew
like
it?
fine fibers.
You've got the tripwire line as well if you wanted to really reinforce that thing.
Yeah, I mean, do you give that to her for the loom?
I would, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I've taken it out of my
Sweet.
loot stash. Yeah.
Wait, no, it's still there.
I just went to 0.
Oh, I see. Okay, cool. You can actually just, if you right click on it, you can delete it. Not that you have to. Yes. Yeah, she's been like working on her loom, and I guess there's like a few people like that she's kind of working with. I'm sure that they can like, they'd be like maybe kind of trying to make like a spindle or something out of, I don't know if you can make one out of bone or if you need to do like clay working. I don't know. This is like, I don't know enough about this. We'll say they can like patch it up, like roughly, with some like kind of thick, they've kind of created this like twine out of some plant fibers, and so they can put like a couple of loops, maybe using like a bone needle or something. It's like good enough.
You want my bone hook?
Handy.
Yeah, maybe they can use your bone hook. That works. All right.
Oh, I was just gonna say, could we put a watch out for the return of the Echidna army, so we get a bit of forewarning, so we can do stuff like hide bronze weapons or hide, whatever.
Our number 1 scout. Get him up
Number 1 scout.
I assume you mean Lazarus.
Lazarus.
The one and only.
I've got big eyeballs. I'll keep an eye out. It's very cold up there.
Lazarus is always ready to scream.
I'll make a little bit of fire up there. That's okay.
Oh, yes.
But he can come out onto the ramparts, I guess. Maybe he comes up there with like a few. There'd be like a few people that would. Yao Mei's kind of organized for some people to keep a watch and such.
Okay.
And yes, was there anything anyone else wanted to do in the downtime?
No,
Okay.
that's it.
All right, so I will say that after 4 days have passed, it is sometime around, like just before midday, and it wouldn't be snowing anymore.
Could we have maybe spent the morning looking for that stone?
Yes.
Like, even if it's just been stashed somewhere around the castle. Wherever we can access.
Yes, you can do that. But let me just check something. All right. Give me a group perception check. I'll go actually per day before we finish up. So give me the first day's perception check.
May I have advantage for the using my eyes?
You can add plus 2.
Plus 2, sorry.
Yep. So 5, 17, 17. All right. So as you guys are kind of hanging out, teaching each other how to speak the different common languages, what I'll do actually is I'll move you out of this room. I'll say you probably don't spend the entire time in there. And I'll say that, you know, you're somewhere around here at one point. You know, you've been, like, Yao Mei's been coordinating, and you've been learning languages, and Reddy's been making some rations. Vindaros has been with Carly, like, making some spears and such. And Twig, you've been, like, writing runes on some bark. As you're, like, standing here, I guess if like Twig and Vindaros are like facing Reddy and a Yao Mei. Reddy and a Yao Mei, what did you get? Yao Mei 5, Reddy 17. Okay, Reddy, you see Sherman. You see him almost tiptoeing past the doorway like this. And he appears to be carrying something. And he's looking suspicious.
I'll get up straight away and just like drag these guys over, like march over. We spot where he's tiptoeing to, or
He comes back over to here, and he sees you come in, and he like seems to like react like suspiciously, and like puts something like down like behind the crate that he's sitting on, and then kind of like looks back at, sort of looks into the fire like as if he's like doing something, or like
I'm just gonna.
Vindaros, how do we play this? Do we play it like we know what's going on? Do we go over? Do we confront him? We can't speak to him.
Yeah, no, I think Reddy picked up on the hint as well.
Yeah, I think that's why he dragged us in. I guess. I assume. Do we want to go? Do we go to him? I kind of point in his direction, but not at him directly. By the way, not to be like, shaman, we're coming for you, buddy. I just kind of gesture vaguely off in his distance, like I'm pointing at the wall or something behind him.
Okay. I guess Lazarus isn't here. It's up on the walls.
We'll make our way towards Sherman. Not saying anything, just eyeballing him.
Enforcers.
Yeah, I'm kind of walking up like I'm just cold, and I was pointing maybe towards sort of the fire just to get warm, so I kind of like shuffle around, trying not to get in people's ways, and I'm like, I end up like right next to him, like, oh, hey. Just kind of wave because I can't talk to him.
Yeah, how you doing?
Hello, how are you?
What'd you say?
What?
Sorry, I don't know what you're saying.
I don't know what you're talking about, I'm sorry.
Eh?
What?
What is this?
I'm just trying to I'm causing as much of a distraction as possible with like, I'm trying to talk to you. Do you know what I'm saying? And I'm like waving, I'm like, hello, how are you?
He like gestures to Pache. He's like, yeah, what, do you know what this guy's saying? And I guess like Twig, you're like creeping around the back. Twig and Vidaros, give me a stealth check.
Let's hope you're stealthy enough to beat, hi, how are you? Like right in his face.
Wait, from me or Vendaros? Sorry.
Both of you.
Okay.
I wasn't. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Oh no. Sorry, what were you doing?
No, I was gonna say I wasn't really sneaking.
Oh, you were just kind of like
eyeballing.
just sort of walking in like casually.
Yeah.
Were you sneaking, Twig? I didn't mean to assume you were sneaking. Maybe you're storming it. No, you weren't. Okay, well, sorry. Okay, you were sneaking. Vindaros was just casually mingling, eyeballing. Sherman kind of like looks over at Vindaros, but he's like obviously distracted by Yao Mei, and he's like trying to speak to Pache. And so Twig, you're able to like sneak up behind him, and you see that there is one of these jugs of wine sitting on the ground behind this crate.
Was that jug of wine in the treasure pile?
Yeah, there were 2 jugs of wine, I think, in the backpack when you first found it.
I am going to sneakily take it and bring it to Reti.
I'll say with a 18 you can do that.
Like, hey, look what I found. Look, this is what Sherman was trying to hide.
Not sharing with us.
No, but I think we have to reevaluate his motives here.
Well, he will see you talking now and holding this jug, I think. And he'll turn to you. What the? He like looks behind him. Hey, you're bringing some wine for us to have a drink of it. Is that it?
I found this right next to you, Sherman.
What?
You were sneakily moving this around. Explain yourself.
I do concur. I did
Wasn't me.
witness this.
Yeah, Reddy backs me up.
I don't even drink none. He looks around. He like points at Pache. He's like, hey, it was him. He's always going on about booze. I don't touch the stuff. Pache's like, what? What are you insinuating? I'm not insinuating. And none. These guys coming here saying that you stole some wine.
No, Sherman. Where did you get this wine?
He kind of like looks at you, looks at the 4 of you. All right, fine. This Pache fellow, he's always so depressed and going on about booze, like I just said, and I just thought, I saw one of these amphora in there, and I thought, this'll cheer up the poor sod. So, yeah, all right, you got me. I didn't realize it was being used. It was just sitting there.
I don't trust what he's saying.
Why are you giving me that look?
This jug was in this treasure chest, and the key was stolen from Vindaros. Are you saying that you just happened to find this jug somewhere, and not to have stolen the key and opened the chest?
Yeah, well, I just saw in there that the chest was open, so I just, I'd heard that there'd been some wine, so I had to look around, you know? I figure, what's the harm in looking?
Did we notice that the wine was gone when we opened the chest?
The wine was not gone at that time.
Oh.
So you've just seen him creeping back here with something in his hands.
Oh.
And remember, we've already broken the lock on it, so it doesn't really lock anymore.
Yeah.
So anyone could still have the key.
Oh, well, this is awkward. Well, all right.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't know this was holy wine. You can, if we can't have it, we can't have it. That's fine. Don't need to get all uppity about it.
Well, no.
It's just polite to offer everyone a drink.
Yeah, well, like I said, I was offering Pache a drink. I didn't know you guys like to partake. You look so busy anyway.
I feel like, and this is maybe partially a comment, partially a question. I feel like we had Twig make a little announcement while he could still speak to everyone about what the Echidna folk and stuff were there to do.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you reckon, Twig, you would have told them that we have to give them offerings, or we have to give them the contents of this chest?
Oh, yeah, maybe. I think so. I think there was a retelling of all that they demanded.
I don't remember if you explicitly told people
about
that.
the chest.
I think we talked about just making a quick announcement, but yeah, I'm more kind of asking what Twig might have actually said in that announcement, because we didn't go over it at the time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. Would we have want to keep the chest treasure hidden, or?
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of unsure of myself.
Yeah.
Like, would we just want to say they want this chest? Would we just have to say we need to open it? Would we have, because we?
I mean,
we may not have said we're looking for a key to unlock it or anything, but we may have just mentioned like, oh, this they'll come back for this, because there was some interest when they were here.
Well, what are you thinking, Tara? What's the idea?
I'm kind of trying to work out, have we accidentally drawn more attention to this than we meant to, in the act of, one, making an announcement and telling everyone what happened outside, and two, by breaking this thing open, have we maybe made people more interested in it? Is there a way we can make them less interested in it? Or have we already told them, like, we need to give the contents of this back to them minus anything that we would need to survive? Maybe hinting that there's something valuable in it that people would want to steal.
I'm going to say I don't know if you've gone into that much detail, but I mean, if people have started to kind of get the idea that room might be worth taking a look at, they could probably gather that anyway, just from sort of hanging about in here and just seeing that there's a room with a chest in it. So yeah, they might have started to, just from small talk, kind of gather that it was important. And yeah, maybe some of them have some idea. They would have also seen the Ekin and the Suskin in here kind of looking at this stuff, so they would know that there's some kind of importance to it. Maybe they would have an idea of that.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm kind of concerned about it though, because I mean we already know Sherman's a character, and that's the nice way of saying fucking thief. But if there's a way we can maybe draw it back off limits in some way, pull everything back, see if anything else is missing that we might we might have to give them, particularly anything that they would want back. Obviously the stone is going to be a big problem. That's probably the biggest thing that was in there. But I remember you said there was like a chalice and some other stuff.
Yeah, there's also a dark grey stone with red flecks. There's a gold bracelet. You can look in the items folder in the top right-hand corner.
Yeah.
There's a treasure pile in there. It should all... I'll just make sure it is all visible.
I think it was all there from the last time I checked it.
Yeah.
But I was just thinking, like, should we maybe check there's nothing else missing before we...
Yeah, you don't see anything else missing at this point.
Okay. Okay, so maybe we just have to share the word then that we need to give this back in some way that doesn't make people more interested. Maybe it's just like, look, we're going to die if we don't give all these things back to them. Or they're not going to help us, we won't survive the winter or something.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you guys can, if you want to sort of spread that word, you can at least, I'm sure, like, you would have an understanding that they wanted it because, you know, they were trying to sort of take the case. Twig was the only one that could understand them. But I think, like, that idea was, like, pretty understood amongst you. So, like, yeah, you can spread that word. Yeah. And, like, most people, of course, are, like, very concerned and like, yes, of course, if I see anything, I'll let you know right away.
Cool. I think we just have to keep an eye on the Shermans of the group and find out who the other Shermans might be, other than Sherman himself.
Okay. You can give me an insight check if you want to sort of go around and scrutinize people.
I'd love to. Is that something I could maybe do in the days where we're kind of learning languages and stuff as well? Just kind of get a feel for who might be a troublemaker or...
Like, how do you say a thief in Savannah?
Just try and see who looks a bit more furtive or, you know, potentially sneaky.
Yeah, I mean, seeing as you were doing like a lot of kind of liaising and organizing and stuff like that, you can definitely, as you're interacting with people, kind of have a, like, suss them out a bit.
Yeah, cool.
You encounter various characters, some a little bit shady, others, many people seem pretty earnest, just worried about what's going on. I wouldn't say that you kind of get the sense that anyone else is like a thief necessarily, just from sort of interacting with them. And you don't see any thievery, or you don't witness anything happening.
Okay, cool. Just thought it was maybe worth asking if there's anyone else we would know to keep an eye on for the next few days.
Yeah, no
or if
one
everyone
in
else seems
particular.
fairly trustworthy.
Yeah. I mean,
Cool.
yeah, you're not able to zero in on anyone else besides Sherman.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Thanks. Sorry about that detour, everybody.
No worries. All right. But, okay, so after 4 days, Lazarus comes running in. He's like, guys, I see something. I see movement in the trees. I think
In the trees?
I think they come back. No, not the trees. The movements in between the trees, like in not, you know, in the empty bits. Between the trees, they're not as empty as they usually are, is what I'm trying to say.
Very good, Lazarus. Thank you.
That's okay.
Very good work. Stash your bronze weapons. Oh, gonna hide that potion.
Mm-hmm.
hide the bears. Okay. I'm done.
Okay, maybe we can make like a pile of like bark and firewood in the corner and just kind of stash all the important stuff there. So it looks like it's just a pile of like random shit that we need.
You can do that pretty easily. And
Ooh.
yep.
Can I take this dark grey stone with red flecks from the treasure pile? Oh no, sorry, the alchemist supplies from the treasure pile?
You won't be able to
use the
carry
dark
the
stone.
alchemist supplies.
Oh, can I put it in that rubbish pile?
Yeah. Yeah, you can
can we
you
take-
can hide them.
Can we also take the flask? Because that would be useful if we're traveling
The
further away from the castle.
Earthenware?
Do you
Yeah.
mean like the potion? Or
Oh, was that a potion?
There's one in the treasure.
this empty earthenware flask.
I thought that might
Um,
be useful for something.
Yeah, whoever has a backpack can take that.
Yeah, cool. I might
yeah,
try
you
and give
can-
it to Retty. or try and stick it in mine somehow.
Oh, you can put it in my back. You can yell out to me. That's fine.
Okay, cool. There we go. We'll do that then. Maybe just stash the backpacks as well behind that little firewood bark pile.
Oh no, I don't. Look, I don't mind holding my backpack.
I'm stashing
Someone-
mine.
Someone wants to take it off me?
Okay.
And we should take these carnivore rations out.
hmm
Also to
Okay. I'll give those to Vindaros.
okay, very good.
He can handle it.
Can I also take, just out of pure interest, can I take the little bone statuette?
Yeah, you can fit that in your net bag.
Cool. And I think
Mhm.
the incense might be necessary for someone who casts spells, but Yao Mei probably wouldn't know that if someone is interested.
You would definitely know that incense is used in like rituals, holy rituals, that sort of thing. Like Vindaros as well would know that.
Mm.
Yeah, maybe we've been
Um,
chatting shit, Vindaris, and I've learned something from you.
So I'll give you the incense as well.
I'm just
Yeah,
dragging them
cool.
in my backpack. I'm using that backpack
Oh,
option.
I put the statuette and the incense in Yao Mei's inventory because she's
Yeah.
got this fishing net
If I
backpack
can-
still.
Yeah, if I can carry it, I'll put it in there. That's
I think
fine.
so. They're not so small that you can't carry it, that they're going to fall through or anything.
Sweet.
What do? I guess do you run outside?
Yeah, I guess we run out to meet them once we've made our little stash.
Okay, so as you run out the front of the ruins, you see an unexpected sight. You see only a small group of Ekken, only about 5 or 6 of them, and they are escorting a very large group of people that you recognize.
Oh,
Oh no.
Yao Mei is going to wave.
There's over
Razi!
100 people, but you
Ah,
don't
crap.
see Razi.
oh,
Huh.
Razi is not among them.
oh no.
And these Ekken sort of come up to you, and one of them, I'll say that the Lieutenant Farrik is not there, but there is this this Ekken that seemed to be sort of working with him. He comes up and says, like, he's got like a bandage tied over one eye. Looks like he's been in a bunch of fights, and he doesn't have a fur cape, but he maybe he's got some like kind of feathers on his like pauldrons or whatever. He says something, but you're not able to understand what it is.
Oh, runes, bind runes.
Do you cast another one?
Yeah, I cast another one.
Do you cast it in front of him?
Yeah, no. No, I know
Maybe
it
we
scares
try and
people.
maybe we try and block Twig from view while he does that. and Darius and I just kind of stand in front like bodyguards, just like, hello, come on.
As long as you do it some way away so they can't hear you, that would be fine.
Okay.
Although, actually, I guess you're casting it from this binder rune, so it doesn't need components.
No, but I'd be.
Yeah, actually, I'm not even sure if that means that you don't need just material components or if it means you don't need any components. But anyway, you can kind of do it as you're running out there.
Interesting.
You know very well that there's some risk of casting spells, so I'm sure that you would do that. Yes, this Echidna folk says like,
Hello again. I didn't speak to you before, but my name is Sergeant Mersh. These are your people, I believe.
Yes, we recognize them. Do you have word from your leader about helping us?
No, not as yet. But like we found all of these people out in the plains to the northeast, wandering around, drinking from puddles, starving to death. They're useless. We rescued them, but we're not able to communicate with them, but something seems to have happened. Some of them are injured. There's a lot of crying going on. We took them back to our outpost, Yanakishla, but we can't really accommodate them there. And so I was ordered to bring them back here.
and at this moment, like several of these people are looking very awkward, but multiple people kind of like fall on their hands and knees before you. One person in particular, a Xenathran, a sloth folk, she comes up to Reti, and she just begins crying. She kind of gets on her knees and like grabs your hand, and she like speaks in jungle common. She's like,
Please, you have to save them. You have to save them.
Save who?
My husband, Umak, and Razi, and the others that were taken.
They're still on the plains then?
They were taken by rat folk. Many of them came and we were lost and weak. Razi tried to stand up for us, but they knocked him down and they took him as well. We don't know where they went. They bound them in ropes and led them away. There was nothing we could do.
We'll find them. We'll look for them. Did this happen in the plains?
Yes. That way.
she points back in the direction of the forest to the northeast. And like several other people sort of echo this sentiment.
Yes, there were 20 or so of them at least were taken by these rat folk. Please. You must do something.
We'll do everything we can.
And this Sergeant Mersh says to you, Twig,
what are they saying?
Never you mind. You have your...
It is
no
intelligence help. I would appreciate, seeing as we have brought them back to you.
Well, they've been raided by rat folk. A lot of their people have been taken.
I thought as much. There has been an increase in rat folk banditry along Smorgon's road, near Khalidin Forest.
Would they do they normally kill their captives?
They take them for various different reasons. Maybe simply to eat them. Yes, they may kill them, but there's also a slave trade. They may sell people either as food or as slaves to the Suskin in Geel, or perhaps to the lizard folk at Krag, or perhaps even to Fel Shara, to the Felid. They are, King Smorgon forbids the taking of slaves in protected territories, but unfortunately these refugees are out of our jurisdiction. But yes, it's hard for me to say, but they could already be dead.
I will quietly relate this to my party. They certainly seem quite out of sorts, but how are we gonna support them all? Oh, I say this to yeah, you guys.
Everyone can understand you again.
Yeah.
We'll have to just bring them back and hope for the best, I think.
It's going to be pretty tough, but since you've sort of got a foothold in the castle, some weapons, and we have a system happening, possibly they could assist and working with that system.
That's true. We can't just leave them.
But it might be a good idea to ask about the rat folk and how to find them.
Locations, hideouts, any knowledge of their habits.
Yes, Sergeant Mersh. What?
Yes.
What can you tell us about the rat folk? Where do they live? What? How can we find them?
We
How can we
believe that
defeat
there's a lot of them in Khalidin Forest, to the northeast, across the plains, near Smorgon's Road, because that is where most merchants have been being attacked. But this is intelligence that is above my pay grade. I'm mostly focused on the Ghost Vale Forest around here. But if you wish to know more, perhaps you can come and see Captain Zaglo at Yalnakishla at our outpost. He would certainly have more information about these rat folk.
I see. I think I'll let these guys know and say, I think it might be worth paying him a visit to persuade him as well to help us.
We'll have to go back.
Find the rest of us. I think we have to take it.
Yeah, we'll have to go back and help these others first. Help show them how we're operating.
Yeah.
Collect our things.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't have any weapons on me.
Very good. Well, Sergeant Mersh, we can accompany you to see Zaglu after we prepare
Captain
ourselves.
Zaglo. I see.
Zaglu.
Zaglo.
Zaglo.
That'll do.
It's a regional thing.
How long must we wait? We have things to do.
We won't take long.
Alright. If there is only a small number of you, we will lead you back to the outpost. If you wish to speak to the captain, we can do that. As long as we leave in the next couple of hours.
Okay. Yes. I think that suits me. Very good.
Okay, very good. Well, with that, let's leave it for the week.
Captain Zaglo, what are you talking about?
Did I say week? I meant a couple of hours.
He's had some of those magic mushrooms we found.
All right. So let me give everyone experience points before we go. Experience points. Experience points. Let me make sure I do it right this time. So we want.
The plot thickens.
Yeah, a lot of new places now. Fuck.
There's actually infrastructure here. Wild. We're learning things, people.
At least they're not all dead.
Yeah.
I assumed everyone that went to the plains is just
Oh yeah.
I was waiting for them to come back. I was like, keeping an eye out for you guys. We're successful and you're not, so.
So if you go to the chat column, what? I always forget what to call this fucking thing. Yeah, you can just click add, and it will give you your experience
Does that
points.
mean we level up?
It does.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Does Ayame level up or not? No.
Not quite.
No,
Sorry.
I'm not far off. That's fine.
Yeah,
I
you're not
missed
far
a
off.
session. It's my own fault.
Everyone will miss a session eventually, I'm sure. No, I shouldn't say that. Nobody will ever miss a session.
No,
It's illegal to miss a session ever again.